Recording. Hello.
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 Hello. So, when last we left, you guys had quite an eventful night. Indeed. You know, telling stories, spreading fake religions.
Hitting on dudes, apparently.
Yeah, punishing fake brothers for fake crimes. You know,
Yeah.
the usual. Pelvic thrusting on top of a bar and getting paid for it.
Booty shaking.
Um, and the next morning, you had all gone out and kind of examined the marketplace to see what was there, and you saw that there were some items that were there for money to be spent on. Though, if I understand correctly, you guys are hesitant to spend the money you've earned so far because it's not technically yours yet.
Yeah.
Um, and then you guys went back to, you met with Adolin to see what happened with the cave, to see if that was still an option. Um, and it looked as though the soldiers had returned with enough meat to last many weeks and made it a very difficult target to attack. And so you guys were considering other options. We'll go ahead, if everyone's okay, we'll go ahead and start with Adolin would probably have suggested you head back to the village and we can like formulate a new plan there. And back at the village, back in the tavern, in a quiet corner of the tavern, which is empty now, by the way, now that it's daytime. There's no one there but you guys and the bartender who is out in the back working on something. And he'll say, well, before we get there, actually, I forgot, because I did want to mention something. I was describing that after the night's activities, events, the next day, while you were at the marketplace, all of you were getting people coming up to you and asking all manner of questions of, are the three gods real, and did they summon the beast that took down the god or damaged the god, and a whole bunch of questions like that. Just asking you questions about your religion. And Talic, you in particular, you will get a lot of people that will come up to you and ask, are you okay? Did you survive? How was it?
Okay, signing. I'm gonna sign.
Yeah, they're not going to understand your sign.
Yeah.
But, you can tell me what you're signing them, but but it's going to be lost to them.
Fuck off and leave me alone.
Oh, really? That bad? Yes, fuck off. I see. I
I
see.
gotta actually think. So, the state that the village is in right now, some of them are just not going to know what you're telling them and shake their heads and kind of walk away. A few of them are going to take these as not holy symbols or gestures, but almost like well, the best thing I can relate it to is like the Catholic cross. Is, you know, there's certain religions that have motions they make with their hands, maybe when they're praying or when they're being spiritual or something of the like.
The sign of the cross you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Some people are going to think that's what you're doing. You're maybe giving them a blessing through your hand motions or giving a blessing or a silent prayer to the god.
Oh, God.
And
I got some prayer gestures for him.
so basically, most of the people kind of walk away from you a little confused. Some of them, though, like nod, like they understand.
And they embrace this. Oh, man, this is going to be such a trip when eventually this planet is contacted to join,
Alright.
like, the CCW. And then people will be so confused. Yes, fuck off and go away.
Oh, God, that's what he was saying.
What?
So sorry, Talvik, I just wanted to let you know that was something that happened to you specifically that wouldn't have happened to the others that morning.
Okay, and I stand by it. Yeah.
I understand. So you guys would have retreated back to, or Adolin would have suggested you retreated back to the inn, and he would say, Well, we did have two other options. There's a caravan, though it will take us some time to track it down now. We focused our efforts on the nest, and our scouts no longer track the caravan. It's out there somewhere, but it will take time to find it. And then there is the, um, I don't want to say crazy plan, but I will say risky plan of the temple.
Well, what do you guys want to do?
Hmm. I'm for the caravan personally.
Yeah, I'd be for the caravan as well.
Yeah, third.
Signing, yes, the caravan. And fuck these people.
Okay, so I expected that to take a little longer, so I took a bite. Um,
Yes, the caravan and fuck off, go away. Oh,
I
and
know,
then fuck off,
actually,
go away
that-
to
it's-
you too.
That's actually very rare for any party. I mean, last Sunday you guys debated for 40 minutes over shooting a guy, let alone choosing, a next mission
Yeah,
or
I was
things
like-
we want to do.
I was like, all right, they're gonna choose that. I'm gonna have a bite. Oh God, they've already
Nope.
chosen.
We're efficient.
I think we debated for like half an hour for the ship
You
as
did.
well. Jeez.
You did. Yeah.
On Sunday.
All right, so Adolin will say, I agree. I think that's the safer plan. But as I said, we will have to track it down. It'll take a few days. If you're interested in making some stones, there are several people in the village that have expressed now that they know of your of your gods and your closeness to them. They have come to me asking if you would help them with problems around the village. You are more than welcome to help them or not, as you choose, but it will be several days before we are ready to even begin planning on how to take out this caravan.
Sure. Why not?
I will say, as a DM, it's completely up to you guys. If you're not interested, you want to concentrate on the caravan, we can just go into more of a narrative form. But if you are, interested in seeing what else is out there, let me know. So basically, the ball is really much in your court. You can do whatever you'd like.
I signed that. I don't know. I think making a few extra pebbles on the side would go well with what we're going to make anyway. So we'll just gather it up while we're here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. I mean, the more each pebble is like $5,000.
And I'm going to keep an eye out.
So I
to try
mean,
to-
the more pebbles we get, the richer we get. I mean, there's no downside whatsoever. Let's get more goddamn pebbles.
I'm going to also keep an eye out for glowing goodies.
Yeah.
One thing I do love about this group, these characters, is there are a lot of times where you can just see the dollar signs in their eyes.
We're in the money.
Piph, Inferno, your thoughts?
Sorry about that. I was having some technical difficulties. Yeah, no, I'm fine for at least helping one person see how big their issues are. You know what I mean? They can't expect miracles out of us, but if it's something that's within our purview, yeah, like Byrne said, that's friggin' $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Adolin would say, well, great. Then I'll let them know. And, well, I mean, they haven't exactly formed a line to speak to you, but they would have if I had not told them that would be rude. Why don't you guys have a drink, maybe get some food, and I'll let them know that you'll hear them out?
Yes.
Adolin nods. It is, of course. Right. I will let them know. And may Padam be wise in whether you choose to help them or not.
Good. I'll give a bit of a nod.
I just make a bit of a shooing motion with my hand and nod.
And give them the
Adolin-
customary fuck off and go away.
No, it's called go away, but I'm being nice about it before you get on my nerves. Yeah.
Is that a new holy symbol?
So the Adolin will quickly speak to the barkeep, who will, within a few minutes, give you guys another dish that is very similar to what you had before. It is some form of meaty steak and more green vegetables. But it is hot, and he does give you mugs of some sort of not watered down ale, but it's not a strong ale. It's just something that's naturally a weak ale. And as you guys begin to eat, a short man comes in the door and closes it behind him, and you guys see briefly as he closes the door, there's other people out there standing. And he closes the door behind him, and he looks around to see where you guys are, and then he comes towards you and he's bobbing his head, and he says, "Hello, sirs. May I have a moment of your time?"
I just look over at you, Xavier.
Sure, Thedo will say, "Of course, we would like you to speak freely. Do not be afraid. We are merely just representatives of those across the wastes and followers of the Triumvirate. Our gods are not mad, our gods are kind, and therefore we will hear you out."
Oh, good, good. I mean, not that I was doubting your gods, of course. Just it's good to hear. I'm gonna sit down now. And he does. He sits down, and he says, "Well, I seeing as you're the religious sort, and
Xavier laughs inwardly. Inwardly.
he says, there's something the village has been sorely needing for some time now, and we don't have the authority to do so, but it's commonly known that those ordained by the mad gods, but it's not specific. I assume that by any gods have this authority. Our town could use a shelter. As you can see, we are woefully unsheltered from the storms. We have the walls and the roof, but that is all. We've never been allowed to build an actual stone bunker to shelter those. And being high up as you are, we were wondering if you would do so. We would, of course, pay you.
I understand. And although many of the Triumvirate children work well with stone, we are not what we call masons. We're not architects. We are traders and fighters. We could attempt so, but this would be a significant task for our abilities.
His eyes widen, and he goes, "Oh, I've given the wrong idea. Oh, I'm so sorry. No. Oh, I mean, if you wanted to help, of course, I wouldn't stop you. But no, we don't expect you to build it yourselves. We just expect you to give us permission to seek the approval of your gods to allow us to build it. We can't build such things without
divine approval."
He nods.
I see. Well, we shall pray upon it. We shall pray on it, and we will let you know shortly what the triumvirate decrees.
Thank you, he says, and he stands up, bowing his head. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
I won't take up any more of your time, but I pray that the gods are merciful.
Yes, that they are. What is your name?
Pater.
Pater?
Pater.
Well,
Yes,
go,
sir.
Pater. Go. Go, Pater, with the triumvirate's blessing, if nothing else.
Thank you. And he keeps like bowing his way as he goes to the door, and then he leaves and shuts the door behind him.
Xavier scratches the back of his neck. Well, I guess he can't really with his whole get-up that he's in. Are we alone?
Yes, you are alone.
Mhm.
All right. Xavier will say, "We must be careful. If we make too much of an impression here, it could cause bad things to happen to this village, and it's our only refuge."
Yeah.
So I'm signing. So you want to like back off with the deity stuff?
No, just I don't know. I'm thinking out loud. We could do this. We could. But it might get us in some bigger trouble than what we want.
It'll cause the I can't remember what their name is, but the big huge honchos in the big town over.
The Radiant?
Yeah,
Radiant.
the Radiant. It might cause the Radiant to cast an eye over to our activities over here.
Exactly.
So maybe what we should do is suggest that they hold off for now until the triumvirate approach them themselves.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I could spin that.
Mm-hmm.
I could spin that to them.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I wonder, is Pater waiting outside for our answer, or did he just left? Right?
He closed the door, so you would have to look out a window or something to be able to tell.
I'll look out a window.
You see a line of 3 other people, and Pater off on the street, glancing around nervously at the door.
Jesus.
I just motion with a finger and then point.
Like to me.
Pater, to Pater, I'm assuming?
No, to the guys. Like, you gotta come see this. You gotta come see this.
Oh, okay, I see.
All right, Xavier will come to go to the window, see what you see, and say, "All right, let's finish with the other 3 first, and then talk with Pater." I want them to think that the triumvirate is powerful, but I don't want them to think they answer things that quickly. You know, I said we'd pray upon it, and I don't think a 2-minute prayer would be fair enough.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Let's wait a few more minutes and then send the next person in.
All right, was that is the group consenting with that?
Yes.
Okay. So after a few minutes, how would you guys like to let the next person know?
I will go up to the
Lucas,
door.
or you, or Isaac. That works too.
Yeah, I'll go up to the door and beckon the next person in.
All right, the next person is actually a woman in her middle years with long auburn hair. She does not wear a mask, but she does wear a handkerchief around her lower face. And she comes in and nods appreciatively to Isaac, and swiftly comes over to your table and then sits down and begins removing her handkerchief. And she says, "I'm sorry to disturb you. I was not here last night, but from what I heard, things are, well, people are very impressed with your abilities." your dedication. We need your help. We've had some children go missing. It's... You know how hard it is living here and how much every mother fears for her children, and we are careful. We are, I promise we are, but we've had 3 children go missing here from within the village. We don't know where they are. We don't know what happened to them. There was no blood stains. There was no nothing, so I don't think it's a Palladium, but they took my boy and others, and we're afraid more might be taken.
I see. Do you have any idea who might be doing this?
She shakes her head with a hand to her mouth.
I'll wait a moment for her to collect herself, and then Theta will say, have they been any sort of inclination as to where they might have disappeared? Did they disappear during the same time of day? Were they doing the same thing? Were they in the same area? Were they snatched from their homes or their streets, or were they outside the gates of Baker's village?
They were all within Baker's village when they disappeared. As for exactly when, we're not sure. We don't keep our eyes on them all the time. The only thing we know is one of the children, Samantha's little girl, was next to Timothy. Timothy's one of the missing kids. She was with him when he disappeared. She saw what happened, but ever since then she's made no sense. She's been babbling. No one can understand her, and she's terrified.
I see. Theta will look around to everyone else to kind of gauge their impressions on this.
Lucas has his big watery eyes on her while she's telling her story.
Okay. All right.
I'll sign to you. Finding kids could be worth a lot of money.
And he signs back, and Xavier will sign back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and since I was a former kid, I kind of feel sorry for them. This might be worthwhile. Can't guarantee anything, but it's worth looking into. And then, of course, I'll look over to Isaac and see what his reaction to all this is.
He'll be very stone-faced, kind of determined.
Okay.
He will ask, by chance, did any of your kids meet anybody new in the past few days?
She shakes her head. New people are not very common here, other than the Order, who we haven't seen in weeks, and, well, yourselves, who came just recently.
Theta will ask, how often does the Order come to Baker's village?
She tries to compose herself and says, well, I wouldn't say that there's any sort of regularity to it, but we usually expect a visit once every month or so, just to make sure that we're devoted.
I see. Well, although Dearest is a feisty one, the reason why she is so violent and wrathful, it is because she cares about her children so. Padam is just, and like a father and a mother to their children, they care about all of us, and therefore, so do we care about all lost children, all lost souls. Although we cannot guarantee the outcome of this, I can say we will investigate.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Do not thank us yet until the children are found or their fates understood, and even then, the thanks will not be to us. The thanks are reserved towards the triumvirate.
She nods and she says, Of course, of course. If there's anything you need, please let me know. We have a savings that the mothers have pulled together that would gladly give you.
We will talk of any sort of physical payment much later, in a much better frame of mind. We are not, we are the faithful. We are not here simply to take your coin. We are different people following different gods. Xavier realizes this is the bold-faced lie, but that doesn't mean, his persona has to think so.
She nods again and quickly puts back on her handkerchief and walks out the door and shuts it behind her.
Okay. So blessings for a building and finding lost children. I wonder what the next one will be. When you all are ready, you can go ahead and bring in the next.
Shrug, like, okay.
All right. I'll go bring in the next one.
All right. The next one is an older man. Looks to be in his silver years, maybe his 50s or 60s. His hair has more gray than blonde in it, and he has a stubbly, worn and weathered face. He is not wearing any mask at all. And you can tell most of the people here. You can tell that their face has different tones to it. Like the bottom of their face is usually a little bit lighter than the top because they wear half masks more than full, and the exposed skin gets weathered. This gentleman looks like his face he looks as though he does not wear a mask as much as the others do.
No, he's George Hamilton.
And
Okay.
he nods to Isaac. And then says, you're the group from last night. They said that maybe you'd be willing to help if someone had a problem.
That is why we are here, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, he says, and he kind of sits down in a chair unceremoniously, and he says, see, it's about my girl, my daughter. My mother's worried sick about her, and while I probably wouldn't want to admit it, I think I am too. She's she's gone and run off and joined the Order of the Six in the Golden City. Said that she's gonna make us enough money to survive, but I think that she's in over her head. She doesn't know what she's getting herself into. She's, you didn't hear it from me, but she's the sweetest little thing you'd ever meet. 16 years old, bright, sharp as a whip, and too talented maybe for her own good. And me and her mother are dreadfully worried about her.
So her motivation to join the Radiant, this Order of the Six, was not due to any religious awakening, but merely for the need for funds?
He barks a laugh. Religious awakening. Look, sir, I was here the other night, and I admit that you have yourself some powerful gods there, but you have gods people want to follow. And it ain't no one outside that golden city that follows the mad gods willingly.
I see. I see.
And he says, many wouldn't be too afraid to tell you that, but I'm getting old. Too old to worry about ears in the walls anymore.
Mm-hmm. So you ask upon us to, if we are to travel to the Golden City, to talk with your daughter and encourage her to return home.
He nods and he says, I don't know if you're headed that direction, but no one here ever leaves the village, and none of us are likely to ever go. But, yeah, if you could find her, maybe, I don't know, talk some sense into the girl. Show her how insane this plan of hers is, and it's going to get her killed, and that we just want her home.
I see. Well, We can offer prayers to our God for her safekeeping, and I can say that if we do decide to enter the Golden City, we will look for her. Keep an eye out. No promises, but we will try.
He nods, and he gives you a weathered piece of paper,
Mm-hmm.
and on it is a pretty well done drawing of a girl who looks to be in her young to mid-teens,
Mm-hmm.
has deep, stark red hair, and a nose that looks a little too small than it should be. Not to the point where it looks odd, but one of those like cute button nose type things. And she says, and he says, her name's Selena, and one of the only people in these parts I've ever seen with hair that red.
I see. I'll hand the drawing over to who has the keenest eyes. Probably Talivac. Over to Talivac
Mm-hmm.
and say, she will be a beacon for us to find. But you understand that the Golden City might be dangerous for people like us. We would have to be there very momentarily and not make up too much of a racket. So we'll do our best to convince her, but we can do no good, and we cannot do the triumvirate's will if we are dead.
Oh, I know. You don't expect miracles. I agree. I just when a father
Theodore
loses his
raises his
daughter.
hand for a moment. He says, no, do expect miracles, but miracles in time.
I will take your word for it. I really am not in much of a position not to. So, thank you kindly. And he kind of looks around. And he says, don't go spreading it around or nothing. But I have a small savings as a farmer. Lived my life frugally, and if you convince my daughter to come back, there's 2,000 stones in it for you. But don't keep that between us. So neighbors covet and all that.
By invoking the trading god Ceslios, I promise to you, your savings will not be disclosed to anyone else in Baker's Village.
I appreciate it. Very kind of you, sir. Very kind. Well, that's pretty much all I had to say. I guess I should be heading out then. Farms don't tend themselves.
No, they do not. Okay. Triumphant blessing go with you.
You as well.
God. I feel like a friggin' council. A religious council. I feel like a theocracy right now. This is awesome. All right, bring in the last person before we talk to, I almost say Palor, but no, Padum. No.
Pater. You were close.
Hater.
Pater.
Almost
Padum is my god.
Yeah.
Pater is him. All right.
All right. The last person is sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. The last person is a gentleman who looks to be about Xavier's age. Doesn't look anything like Xavier, of course. He looks. He's got. Well, actually, it's hard to tell. He's wearing half a mask, and his eyes are piercing green, and his skin is weathered. But other than that, he's covered pretty much head to foot. Not uncommon in this area.
Mm-hmm.
He sits down and nods, and he says, I was here last night, and I saw the words you spoke, and I saw how brave you are to even speak those words here. I'm curious, are you, no other way to say it, are you fighters?
Lucas just raises a hand.
Isaac will have a chuckle at that.
Yeah, Thedo will look over to Lucas and to Isaac and say, one of us is blessed by righteous Padum, the other by fury Dearest. They fight well.
he nods. Right, right, Deros, right. Blessed. Dearest, right. Well, see, there's a there's a problem that we would be very much obliged if you could help us out with. And well, see, there's a gang of bandits to the west of here. Mayhaps you might have even seen them on your way here. But they guard the road that we have out there, and they ambush people who use it. Um, they're not the biggest group of bandits, but they are uh, committed to their cause, and surely would make the other people here feel a lot safer if they were dealt with. Unfortunately, we're not exactly fighters, and and his group, if they make too much noise, well, best that they don't, otherwise the six might come knocking. But you're outsiders, and they'd never see you coming. That's the hope, anyway. But
Do you know how many their number is and where they are located?
well, as for where they're located, no, we've only ever seen them when they attack us. But as for their numbers, well, usually, from what I've seen, the two times that I've personally seen them, they show up in a few trucks and come up right out of the ground, they do. But I've heard reports that they have at least 5 or 6 vehicles, but no one's ever seen them all at the same time, just different descriptions. Of course, it's possible the descriptions are just, well, you know how storytelling can be.
Mm-hmm. Xavier thinks to himself, "They might be 2 less now." but then he says, "Do they strike on a continual basis? Do they smell weakness? Um, do they attack travelers that are leaving Baker's Village, or do they attack the town itself?"
They, so far, only attack those that wander down the road, but as the road is really our main way of getting, well, any sort of seed to plant in our farms, it is a road quite often traveled by farmers, and as for smell and weakness, well, don't mean to sell ourselves short, but farmers ain't exactly showing strength.
I see. Do they simply rob the farmers, or do they kill them as well?
Well, if they don't get too uppity, usually they'll let them live, but sometimes someone will take a offense and they'll kill him, or sometimes they'll kill someone just to make an example.
I see.
So,
Once again, Xavier looks to everyone else to see what their reactions are to this before he answers for him.
I just signed it in the chat.
Oh, okay. How about the other 2?
I am okay with going after bandits, especially since they may actually have a little pocket of loot of their own from all
Oh, yeah.
the stealing.
Yeah, we could set up a trap for them too. Okay. Theta will say, "You are in luck. We will do our best to deal with these bandits and scourge them from here, so Baker's Village may grow."
oh, that's right kind of you to say, and well, of course, we don't expect you to do nothing for free, so we'll well, there's 2 bushels of flaxseed in it for you. Hard to come by. I don't know. I've heard from even where you're from, not easy to come by, and I could plant crops for a whole season.
A great bounty, but we shall worry about that once the bandits are gone. Until then, there is no need to speak of reward.
Of course, right. Uh, I like how you fellas do things. Well, yeah, if you well, don't suppose there's anything I can do other than just pray to your Darius to bless you and
Dearest, the first step to prayer is saying the person you're invoking their name correctly.
Dearest, right. I mean, no offense. Sorry, Dearest, but wish you luck and bless you and all that, and have a nice day. He says, and he's saying this as he's backing away,
Uh-huh.
and then he leaves the door.
I give like a condescending nod, like mm-hmm.
Xavier kind of stretches a little bit. Once again, there's no one else in this room, right? Or
Correct.
or
Yeah, you guys are left alone again.
Okay. Xavier says, I could get used to all this bowing and stuff, but we got a lot of work ahead of us.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Shall we throw a dart at it or something, or what do we want to do here? I mean,
I say we speak with the child first. That's babbling.
Yeah.
Then we deal with the bandits. If we have an idea first of if we have any strong clues to follow up the missing children, then we do that. But if we have something to mull over or some time needed to investigate, there's no reason why we can't set up a little surprise for the bandits themselves.
Squee?
Yes.
What time is it now? I forgot.
Well, you met Evelyn at noon, so considering getting out there, getting back, sitting down, you're looking at 3 or 4.
Okay. All right.
I'd say you have about 3 hours of daylight left, something like that.
Okay. By the way, I'm talking like with my mouth over. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like turning my head towards you and kind of whispering. I'm like, so you want to go talk to this human girl now or what?
Yes, that's what I suggest.
Okay. Just checking. All right, let's do it.
Xavier signs. I can understand you when you sign. There's no reason to risk speaking. Do you want another punch? Because next time, Fado, I'm signing this by the way, because next time, Fado might have to cut a bitch.
I like that.
Yeah, I signed that back to you.
Yeah, I'll give you a thumbs up to your fuck you.
Okay, signing. Shall his grace? Should we go now?
And Xavier will say, I am no grace, I am only a simple merchant. Lord. So,
all right, I'll leave. Slam the door.
okay, I guess you're leaving in front of us then and slamming the door. Well, someone's... You know what? It was his idea not to speak, wasn't it? And now he's getting pissy about it. All right. But yeah, let's head towards this girl's, this Samantha. That's the woman, of course. That's Samantha's home.
Samantha's daughter. And all that
Okay.
stuff.
You wouldn't have much trouble finding it. You could ask around, and they would. There's a good 24 buildings in the village, but it's a very small community. Everyone knows everyone. And you are given directions by a few people in full masks where Samantha lives. And it's a small hut near the corner of the village where the large wall, like near the outer wall of the village.
Okay.
And as you approach the house, and as you're getting close, you do see. Excuse me, hang on. Had to clear my throat for a second. You do see the wind starting to pick up. You see that the wind is picking up. You don't feel it or anything. Yeah, you feel the wind start picking up, and you see people start walking towards buildings and ushering children in and things like that.
Okay. Are we anywhere close to her house?
Yeah. This is as you're approaching, like actually the final approach to the house.
Okay, so we'll have to hold up in here by the sounds of it, wait for the storm to pass. Okay. Knock on the. Is there a door or
Yes,
how do these people live?
the most of the shacks are made out of like I said, a sturdy well, somewhat sturdy brick, and with thatched roofs or shingled roofs, I believe is what I told you. The doors themselves are made from some sort of wood-like material, though many of them, this one included, are very old and are the kind of doors that they maybe they're missing bits at the bottom or the top. They don't quite close all the way or well. They close enough to bar the entry, but not exactly what you would call a nice fitting door.
So this place is like a shanty, like a.
Yeah, there are pretty much all of them are pretty much like shanties.
Okay. Lovely.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, quick question. Inferno, which one was the goddess of storm or something like that?
Dearest.
Dearest.
Ceslios is the god of trade, Padum is the god of the sun, and Dearest is the goddess of storms. So speaketh her prophet, Thedo the Disfigured.
Got it.
If you want, I can copy paste it in the chat.
I have a quick question.
No.
Yes.
I might be blanking really hard, but did we actually tell the guy not to build
Not yet.
fortifications? We didn't.
Not yet.
Okay.
I figure no, we haven't done that yet. No. We will once the storm passes or in the next day. I said we pray on it, right? I didn't say how long it would take.
Yeah, that's true.
As long as we don't forget them, though, that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So you knock on the door, and after a few moments, you hear a very soft voice on the other side. Who is it?
It is Thedo and his companions. We understand that your daughter witnessed a boy gone missing, and that she's speaking in some strange tongues. We would like to speak with her, with your permission, in the hopes of finding out where the children went to, or who took them.
The door opens a little bit, and you see a middle-aged face, a little bit chubby, with some lines and weathered and red-rimmed eyes. And she looks at you and she says, "Can you help my daughter?"
That is to be determined.
Well, if you can help my daughter and, of course, find the other children, then, of course, but she ain't speak nothing but gibberish ever since she came back. She used to be such a sweet little girl, and she's terrified, mister.
She's terrified?
She won't come out of her room. She barely eats. She just sits there repeating the same things and babbling and crying.
I see. Is she awake or asleep now?
She's awake, sir. She's awake.
Okay. And perhaps it's best that we hear these screamings for ourselves.
As you wish. Come. And she opens the door and ushers you in.
Okay. I'll enter.
All right. As you enter, you see that the shack on the inside is very bare bones. You see a wood-like table made of the same material that the door seems to be made out of. A metal stove in the corner of one of the rooms. It's got like a half wall that divides what you would consider the living space with the kitchen and eating room. There are two doors a little bit towards the back. In the living room itself, there's a simple bench, and then what looks like a fur. Okay, it is a rug that looks very soft and furry, but when you look at it, you can see that underneath the fur is scales. And other than that, there's
the fur's on the scales?
It's like it's growing between all the scales.
What the heck? Okay.
Weird.
Burn it! Burn it!
The gods would not suffer this.
Reminds me of my uncle.
Oh God!
What?
Nothing.
Maybe Calavac's uncle had a beard.
He was a rather fuzzy man for a lizard man.
We're gonna burn Talic next too if he doesn't stop this heresy.
All
right,
There's
anyway.
a small.
No. I'm not saying it in character.
I'm teasing.
Okay.
There's
okay.
a small fireplace, like a chimney type, giving some light to the main room.
Mhm.
And when you come inside, you notice that the walls are they are definitely not windproof. There are little tiny cracks and holes. You can feel the breeze coming in. It does protect shield a lot of the elements, but it is by no means a well-built shelter. And as she ushers you in, she says, "She's in her room over here," and she will motion you to a small alcove, because this whole house is maybe the size of a one-bedroom apartment, to give you an idea. So you've got 2 rooms, the dining room, kitchen, and the living
tiny.
space all on that one side. Exactly. These are very small rooms. But she motions you to one of the 2 rooms, and the door is closed, and you hear mumbling from within. It's a very small, feminine, childlike voice. And there's no door. I'm sorry, there's no door. There's like another thing of that kind of furry scales that hangs down like a drape that kind of separates the room.
Door, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just motion to Xavier and like the after you motion. Like.
Okay.
Mhm.
I will go to there.
All right. Well, when you draw back
Wait,
the curtain, you
wait.
see. Oh, no, sorry. Yes.
Piph was trying to say something. What does he want to do?
Hi. Thank you.
Hi.
Sorry.
Um,
That's what we have the plus buttons for.
I was going to motion to stop Xavier.
Oh, okay. All right. We can if the DM allows it. You can motion to stop me, and I will stop.
I will do this favor for you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. See, Squee's our true triumvirate. Oh my God, we should start religion with the being being called the Game Master.
Oh, God.
But that might be a little too hard to tell, right?
I know.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
almost as bad as the Game Master.
All right. Anyway.
She might be in a fairly not so great mental state. I would advise only one of us going in. I've worked with kids before. Any of you?
Sure. If you think you're the most experienced out of all this, feel free. We will stay back and listen. If you need assistance, let us know.
I sign. Oh God, I've got to hear this.
Lucas does not understand your hand motions.
Well, I was talking to Xavier anyway.
Yeah, and Xavier's just gonna say, Talic says okay.
Lucas looks seriously at Talic, nods humbly, and then goes in.
All right. Lucas, when you draw back the curtain, you see a very simple, what looks like a straw mattress or something of the like, on the floor, and a wooden box that acts as like a dresser type thing. It's basically a wooden crate that acts to keep small clothes and other belongings, and a little lamp that is not lit. And you see from the firelight coming from the other room a little girl about 5 or 6. She is curled up in the corner with her knees to her chest, and she is rocking back and forth. She has black hair down to about her cheeks, parted in the middle, though it does look like it hasn't been brushed or washed in a day or so.
Lucas raps twice on the side of the the room as a knock.
Her head jerks up, and you see very wide eyes with what looks like a trail of like you know when you how to put this, when you cry constantly, there's more like just a small stream
Hmm.
coming down both sides of the cheeks. You see that. She looks up and she looks at you with very frightened eyes.
Hey. Um. Well, I was asked by a few people around the town uh, to help out with what might be. You look really worried, actually. Um, Anything you want to talk about?
Don't, no, no. I come, they run, a master's work is never done. I come, they run, a master's work is never done. And she just keeps repeating that over and over as she rocks back and forth.
Um, Lucas listens to this, um, and she looks frantic at this, right? She's not
Yeah, she's not even staring at you, she's staring like at nothing.
Well, yeah, hold on. Who is this? Who is this master guy? Does he? And Lucas takes off his um, breathing apparatus things and things like that. Does he kind of look like this? And he points at his face.
She looks at you and stops her chanting. She looks and she keeps rocking back and forth. She goes, no, no, not like you. Not like pretty man. Not like pretty man at all.
Mm. Oh, you look like you've been crying or like. Hold on, let me wipe those tears. And he's going to like pick from his pocket. He's going to grab out a handkerchief, and it's going to be attached to another handkerchief. It's going to pull out that one. It's going to be attached. This happens all the time. It always gets knotted together, and he starts just unwinding like several of them out of his pocket. Colorful purples and yellows and things like that.
Um, her eyes follow what you do, and she doesn't say anything, but she has stopped rocking.
And out of the eighth one, he then pulls it out and doesn't get attached by anything. Ah, there we go. Which one would you like? Red one, blue one?
She stares at you for a while and then says, I come, they run. Master's work is never done.
The blue one, then.
Oh, Lucas.
Can't stay in character.
And he kind of clumps them all up and has the blue one sticking out from his hand and hands it over.
She kind of flinches when you like move towards her, but she doesn't like shy away. She just kind of flinches back, and then continues rocking. She doesn't reach up to take anything.
Hmm.
But you do see that she is staring at you intently.
So it doesn't look like this.
Not enough. Pretty man doesn't have enough.
Like a bigger nose?
Not enough.
Not enough handkerchiefs? I had a lot of handkerchiefs.
Not enough this. And she reaches a hand out towards your face, and beckons.
And Lucas leans in without a word. Curiosity is painted on his face.
She takes her fingernail and actually slashes it really hard across your cheek. Or at least she attempts to. Obviously, you have the ability to stop her or I guess a
Not
child
hit
could roll to
flash.
hit.
Of course.
I was actually thinking of using alter physical features, so she could, like Putty, indent a slash in his face.
Okay. She slashes, makes a slash in your face with her fingernail, and she goes, "There, one more like him now, but still too pretty for him. I come, they run, they run." She keeps repeating it.
Hmm.
And then she stops and she says, as she continues to look at your face, and she says, "No, no, not right, not right. No red, no red."
Hmm. Where do you want the red? He starts putting his finger like around his face. Like here? Here? Go ahead and touch. It's fine.
She like with eyes wide again. She nods every time you say here, here.
Just all of it.
Man, too pretty. Man, too pretty. Not like him.
Hmm. Let's see. So, like this thing, and he points to like the the scratch mark now on his face. And red. Let's see. Um, gosh, this is just gonna eat through his magic. He's going to
Totally
alter
worth
physical
it.
color on his face to make it beet red.
Just that part of it.
His entire face is going to be his entire front face is going to be just red. Nothing like on his neck or on the sides of his head, like his ears or whatnot, but just his face.
All right.
Didn't she say something about having red
Yes,
on the face?
she did.
Right.
Mm-hmm. She did. What you did seems to have no real effect on her. She just keeps rocking back and forth. Well, no, she will stare at you, and she'll say, "You, you look weird."
Hmm.
Hey, that's different words. You're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
You should have seen. I can look weirder. Trust me on that one.
Have you seen a giant nose before?
Timmy would have liked to see. He likes weird things. He would have, but. And then she begins repeating the same thing, but more frantic.
Hmm. So red. Uh, is this wind bothering you? Seems kind of loud.
She shakes her head and she says, "I like loud so much better than quiet."
Lucas will hand her one party popper. Careful with that. It makes one pretty loud sound gets a mess all over the place. But hey, if you want to have a loud sound, that thing will do it. You just gotta pull the little thing at the bottom.
She pulls a little thing at the bottom immediately.
It pops confetti.
She. All right. I will say that. So, Lucas, you've been around kids.
Mhm.
When loud things pop around kids and they don't expect it, they jerk, they flinch, they maybe cry out, but they do something, right?
Mhm.
She has no reaction to it. She stares at it, but it's like her reactions have been numbed.
Huh.
And then she looks at you and she goes, "They would have liked you The other kids?
Give me a moment. I'm gonna look a little bit more strange, but trust me, this is going to be very important, and his nose will grow. He's using sense magic.
Okay. Um, what's the range on your sense magic again?
The range should be like. Oh, wait, I put this down. Range, 100 feet.
Okay. You sense some magic coming from the direction of the market,
Mhm.
but you don't sense any in the immediate area around you.
Um. So, I'm also checking for. Maybe that's something else. I think there's like a sensing possession or something like that.
Oh. Well, we can look up the spell later. But I was say you don't sense anything like that.
Okay. Jeez. He plops down. So, Master has this red. Is this too much red? As he points to himself. Maybe a bit more on the lips.
She looks at you and then looks back at the confetti popper. And then she slowly stands up and goes over to her little crate. And she pulls out what looks like a long stick, not a long stick, a short stick of some sort of red chalk-like material. And she comes back over, and she comes right up to you, and she goes over to the little gash she made, and she starts drawing on it. And then she starts drawing on other parts of your face too. And what you can feel, what she's doing is she's doing long strokes and downwards, and it's like she's drawing red lines that are like dropping down your face, and she's doing it everywhere at different angles, at different places. Some are bigger, some are smaller, but every single one she'll draw like a line and then lines that come down from it. And the lines are curvy, almost like something flowing, like a liquid.
Do like makeup. You've done. I'm sure you're making me more beautiful. I know this.
And then after when she's done, she goes back to the corner and she sits down with her knees to her chest and she says, "More like him now, more like him now." And then she begins chanting again.
Lucas stands up. Well, if you need to talk to me again, I'm sure your mother can get me. But I think I'm going to head out and see if I can't see where the other kids went off to. Yeah, you said that they would like my stuff, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go find him.
She doesn't respond to any of your words. She keeps kind of staring at nothing, rocking back and forth. But when you get up to go, you find that her hand has like grabbed your pant leg, and she keeps tugging on it.
I kind of need to keep my pants, but I'll stay here a little bit longer. He's going to wield. Actually, he's not going to move his leg. He's going to kind of try to contort his mid part of the body to turn his upper part towards her and go, "Is there anything you would like?"
She she points to your face and she says, be pretty man again.
Ah, and Lucas bops the side of his head, and it will look like the scratch has pretty much gone. His nose is back to normal, and the red has almost like it flung off into nothing. Though I think the red stuff is still going to be on his face. I'm gonna have to wash this off, but how's this?
She doesn't verbally respond, but she keeps like tugging on your pant leg.
Hmm,
Do you mind if we, for a moment, like cut to the other ones real quick, or?
absolutely.
Sure. So in the other room, you guys.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Mhm.
It's very small, so you can pretty much hear everything that's said. At least from her point of view, she is not trying to be quiet in any way, shape, or form. I assume, Lucas, you weren't attempting to be quiet?
No, especially when she said that she likes noise. He's probably going to be his normal, probably a little bit too loud self.
Okay.
So you hear everything that's going on, and her mom, after a little bit, she goes quietly. She just says the same thing over and over. No one that I know taught her that.
Do you know where her and this boy were playing last?
I know where we found her. She was 2 alleys over, near Timmy's house.
All right. Sorry, you gotta give me a moment here. This is perplexing. This is perplexing. And the problem is that sure, I heard everything that was going on, but I didn't see everything that was going on. Like I didn't see his red face or anything like that. So honestly, I'm not gonna have much to say or much to go on until Lucas gets back with us and we confer together.
Yeah.
Frankly. I can't think of any other questions.
I have an idea that I kind of want to. I basically want to ask a few very pointed questions, but I'm not sure exactly what the questions are. Could I make a skill roll? Because I'm confident that Isaac would, being a sheriff, would be familiar with being able to ask certain questions in order to, well, figure out if somebody's missing and that kind of thing.
Yes,
is there
I'm all
any-
for that. I will need some direction on what kind of information you're looking for.
Is there anyone
because
before this incident occurred, was there anyone that your daughter ran into that they've been trying to talk about for a while, that anyone knew, anything out of place, anything like that kind of thing?
So like the rundown that the police had, did you notice anything strange?
Yes, exactly.
Has anything out of okay?
And
I don't think you need to roll.
Okay, that works.
Well, you can make a case if you feel that you should, but these are things that this was your job for years, so
yeah. I was just thinking of possibly using interrogation techniques to possibly hear what her reactions are and then play off of that. Like,
okay, sure.
How
go ahead,
she responds.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Sure. Go ahead and roll for it.
Okay.
No modifiers or anything.
Let's see if this works. Haha. I failed by 2.
Okay. So you know what questions to ask. But because this is a whole nother planet and society with different social cues, you're having trouble reading her body language properly. You get the big gist things, but the subtle stuff that you're more used to, the stuff that becomes more useful in an interrogation, which is the small things, the micro
Yeah.
facial reactions, things like that. You're not as familiar with.
Hmm.
But she gives you basically she tells you that no one new has been around. The children have started missing about 2 weeks ago, and there's been no one other than Adolin and his boys, which she also states it couldn't be any of them. They're nothing but sweet to the children, and you guys just arrived, but as you know, that was just the other day. So, but other than that, no one knew that she has seen nothing out of the place until they found her. Other than the fact that the children, all the other children up until this point, she will tell you, have simply disappeared, have just vanished. There's been no sign of struggle. There's been no sign of, well, at least there's been no sign of struggle because they don't know where it took place or happened, or they've seen nothing to indicate anything of how, when, exactly where. But this is the first time her daughter was someone that was left, if that makes sense.
Are there any abandoned buildings nearby?
She shakes her head and she says, "No, we have to use the buildings we have."
Are there any buildings that have um, basements or underground tunnels?
She shakes her head vehemently. She goes, "No, we are forbidden to make such things without, well, the elder of the village said he would talk to you guys about creating a shelter. But
Right.
no, we can't. We can't. It's blasphemy to dig."
Okay.
And as you're questioning her, the wind is steadily picking up, and right about the time you're done, there's like a whoop, and the house shakes a bit, and you hear the wall, not more than 10 feet away from you, shudder violently, and a bunch of dust from the east side just kind of like billows in, like, and she goes, "Oh my, it hit sooner than I thought. Um, well, you're more than welcome to stay here until the storm abides. Um, I mean, this is as safe as any place."
Sure.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. We thank you for your hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
She nods and she says, We find it's best to stay near the floor, near the ground, in case the storm takes the roof off. It happens sometimes."
I'm gonna take her word for it. I'm gonna go on the ground.
I'm gonna sign to you real quick. These poor bastards.
Xavier just nods.
Yeah.
All right. If you guys don't mind, we'll switch back to Lucas.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas, the time I pause with you is about the same time you hear the whoomp and the dust come in.
Oh, I do like a nice storm every once in a while. Something about the waning of a building, the little taps of sand. Something comforting about it. Still going on my pant leg, eh?
She's still like absently tugging at it.
Lucas, facing the door now, looks over to see is anyone there.
Given how small the room is and how small the house is in general, you would, from the door, because well, here's a question: did you put back down the curtain, or did you just kind of push it to the side? Or
I would probably have closed it for the most part.
okay, well, either way, the room is small enough that even with her hand on your pant leg, you can just reach over and open it if you want. I mean, this room is very small, so.
He's going to open up the door a little bit to see if there's anybody nearby.
everyone's nearby.
Yeah, it's a pretty small place, right?
Mhm.
You do see that Xavier's on the ground.
Well, I'm a little pinned down at the moment, so I mean the store's about to happen. Is it okay if we stay here?
Well, the storm just intensified, so it was recommended that we stay here
Yes.
anyways.
Yes, Lucas, we're staying here, and it's been suggested that we stay upon the ground.
No.
Yeah, I get on the ground
Are
too.
we going to have a slumber party?
No.
Isaac's sitting up.
Mm. Lucas looks actually upset and appalled. I don't believe you guys. I'm gonna hang with my new friend. He's gonna close the curtain.
Oh my god! Well, Lucas is gonna get swept away in the storm, and I'm not going looking for him.
Piph, I'm gonna need you to roll a new character.
No. Lucas has found his new group.
Parachute pants
It's this little
away.
girl. Just like last time. He left his old group, he's leaving his new group.
I was gonna say, actually, he gave more warning this time.
Yup.
No, okay. So you close the curtain. The girl is oh, hang on, let me think for a second. The girl keeps kind of absently tugging at your pant leg, tugging like downwards,
Mhm.
and she goes, "I'll tell you a secret."
I love secrets. And he'll carefully, so not to bend her hand or arm or anything like that, sit down on a cross-legged position.
She says, "Timmy was supposed to marry me when we grew up, but don't tell Mom."
Gosh, are you guys going to elope?
She actually scrunches her eyebrows in confusion at when you say that, which is the most reaction you've seen on her face.
Maybe not. Oh, did he get you a ring?
Ring?
Or usually when marriage happens, they give them a little symbol of something, like a stone, maybe like what would I give a girl? He's gonna go around in his pockets.
You'd probably give her a confetti popper.
A piece of gum.
It's probably a piece of gum. He's gonna loot around his pockets and I don't have anything that's and he's going to pull out a fancy smoking pipe. like a symbol that we're going to be together, and here's the thing that will symbolize that.
She shakes her head and she says, I'll ask Timmy when I see him again. If he lets him go.
I'm sure Timmy will get you something good.
And then she says, I'm scared.
Of Timmy? I don't think he would be. I think he's a good guy. I mean, he's gonna marry you, right?
She shakes her head. She goes, of him.
The oh shit, the
I
leader,
come, I come, they run. Master's work is never done.
that guy, right? The mustard. Yeah, you know what? I'll give him a good talking to. Because he shouldn't just keep people like that. That seems weird.
She nods and she says, I heard other villagers whisper that it was the gods. The gods took the kids. Is what I heard. Then maybe the gods took Timmy?
You know, he's a nice guy and all. Don't get me wrong, but if it was this so-called master with the little thing, like he's gonna like kind of like rake his fingers across his face in the red, and it's gonna like get red smudge marks on his fingers. I don't. That doesn't seem like a god thing to do. That seems unlikely.
She looks at you and she says, Mama said they were talking about you, that you had other gods, nice gods.
Yes, absolutely. What, you want me to talk to them for you? They don't really speak, though.
Would they stop him?
Oh, you know what? I think we can stop him. I don't think we need gods for that, but I bet you they could do something. I do kind of have the right ear of one of them. One of them really likes me a lot. I'm a good old fighter I am, and she likes that.
God, I wish there was a works with children skill. There's not. Okay. She kind of gives a very small smile very quickly. And then she says, Fighter? You don't look like fighter.
Oh, I'm a fighter. Oh, I'm a fighter. If there's anybody I can give a 1-2 and knock their socks off, I can literally knock them out of their shoes. I can.
She shakes her head. She says, That's silly. No one knocks socks off.
Hmm. Well, I think you're just gonna have to trust me because there ain't no bad guys around to show you.
She shakes her head and says, You're silly. And then she actually like lays down and puts her head on your leg.
Hmm.
And then there's a pause. And then you hear, you said your god is a she?
Well, we got 3 of them. We're kind of lucky, but yeah, one of them's a she.
Timmy said girls can't fight.
Yeah, you see that? You hear all this commotion going on? That's her. Right now, whipping through the house, can clear off tons of these buildings just by herself, I tell you what.
And she nods and she says, That sounds great. And then she falls asleep. In the other room, even over the din of the storm, it's still not too hard to hear what's going on. Except maybe right at the end when she laid down as she was getting quieter. But her mom, quietly in the room with the rest of you, goes, It's a miracle. She hasn't said 3 words to me since we found her. Your friend, he works miracles.
Our friend is very talented and very good with children, but perhaps there are greater forces at work? And Thedo gives a bit of a shrug.
She nods. And then she doesn't say anything else. So, unless there's any roleplay anyone would like to do, we can kind of pull back into more of a narrative.
Sure, because I think we'll need to wait for the storm to stop before we can
Mhm.
talk. You know.
Yeah.
The storm only lasts for about an hour, but it is very powerful and violent. It's much like the one you went through in the van. The house creaks and it groans and dust billows in from time to time in gusts, and towards the middle point, towards the half hour or so mark, you hear a horrible screeching, rending sound. Off to your south, maybe 100, 200 feet away. Hard to tell exactly from inside where you are, but it sounds like some screeching metal and a huge crash. And then the wind just keeps on going. The storm keeps going. And
Do I? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just one thing. While that happened, I'm gonna switch to thermal imaging. Do I see anything?
Yeah, you see something really kind of odd. You do see, you look around you and you see several forms of heat signatures kind of huddled around each other in different groups. Like it's like here's a group here, here's a group there, and it looks like inside that different houses. You look towards where you heard the noise, and the weird thing you see is it looks like where everyone else is kind of huddled around each other, much like you guys are, and towards the floor. There's one person that just seems to be lounging almost, like they're sitting on the floor, but they're sitting with their back against something. It looks like they're kind of leaning back, and their arm seems to be draped over something. They're not moving, whereas everyone else has these like nervous fidgeting that's going on. They seem very relaxed. They're not moving much at all. They just kind of drape there and sit there.
Well, these guys here are pretty used to this, I guess. All right, just keep a mental note of that.
Okay.
For informational purposes, you said we heard something metal crashing to the south.
Right.
Correct?
Metal screeching, like
Screeching.
a tearing metal sound, then a crash, then a huge crash.
Okay. From where we are, where was our van parked?
To the west. You're on
Okay.
the east side of the village.
Good. Because if you said to the south, I would be very concerned.
No.
Okay.
To the west.
Well, that's weird.
So the storm lasts for about an hour, and when it lets up, it is fully dark now, even after the storm has dissipated. And the mother says, "Well, you are more than welcome to stay the night here, though I don't have much to offer you."
Lucas is in another room. There's a sleeping girl on him.
Yeah. I think we should head out. We have some more information together. Isaac is going to make his way over to Lucas and very quietly say, "Come on, let's go. We need to go."
Do you have something lake-sized?
No.
Find something.
He's going to go over to the mother and ask, do you have like a pillow or something?
She nods and she'll like run to the other room and then come back with like a small bundle of what looks like actually it looks very much like the green stuff you ate but raw, and it's actually like packed into a soft bundle.
Okay. I'll nab that and then very quietly hand it over to Lucas.
Lucas grabs it and then has his other hand in the air, wiggling his fingers. A single sweat bead goes down his head.
Dun-dun.
That goes to put his hand underneath the girl's head and tries to very carefully slip his leg under and shift the green bundle under her head.
Yeah, you're trying to Indiana Jones it, aren't you?
All right. Do you have any skills that would help in such an endeavor?
I have physical prowess.
Do you have
let's
sleight
see
of
if
hand?
I have it in actuals. No.
Damn.
I have a escape artist.
I think
I don't know. That might actually.
You have
I
what?
think that there could be a case made for that. Yeah.
Mhm.
For what skill?
I have escape artist.
Escape artist.
Yep.
Escaping your bonds of any kind.
Mhm.
Roll me an escape artist check, please.
Do I get any pluses or minuses?
Yes, you
to
get
this?
plus 10 to this, so make it easier by 10.
Alright. Jeez. Oh yeah, okay. 60 by 21.
You very smoothly and quietly switch out the leg for the bundle of grass-like plant. And the little girl, Samantha, does not seem to stop her sleep-like breathing at all.
Whew.
Lucas is slowly gonna stand up, very carefully walk to the other side of the room, and let out, after he goes through the the curtain, let out a silenced sigh of relief.
Like you'd been holding your breath the whole time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think we should probably investigate to the south. I want to know what that sound was.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess we're up and going, huh? Out of character.
Well, I mean, do you guys want to stay the night in the shack, or?
Well, you made it sound pretty urgent that we'd have to leave now.
Yeah, that's the other thing is, like, it's dark outside, is it
Mhm.
not?
Yeah, I think so.
If you guys take a pop of your head outside, it is very dark. There's no moon in the
Yeah.
sky. There's you don't see any stars, so it's
Yeah,
very,
well-
very dark out there.
With all due respect, I don't want to go stumbling around in the dark.
No, neither do I.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should wait till first light, then go.
Indeed.
Okay.
So, yeah, we could stay at this Samantha's house. I'm sure she'll be happy, considering Lucas made her daughter speak more than, that phrase over and over again. Or I guess we could go back to kind of the Inn Taverny area and rest.
Mhm.
It's up to you. Well, I'm fine with either, honestly. I think we'll have more time to ourselves to privately speak if we go back to the meeting place, because I don't think it's technically called an inn, is it? Squee? Like, do they call
Well,
it
they
that?
called it a tavern, so.
A tavern, yeah, it's a tavern, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
That's my vote.
Fine. Yeah. Let's pick it up in the morning.
Cool.
Oh yeah. I have questions and things for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this
Out
is-
of
this is
character or in character? In
This is in
character.
character. Yeah.
Okay. So we're still at her house while you're asking this?
Yeah. And this might
Okay.
be important for the mother as well. If you would, not to alarm. Sorry, I couldn't remember her name.
Samantha.
The daughter's name is Samantha. The mom hasn't actually
Oh.
given you a name. So.
Oh.
I thought
Okay.
when you first described it, the
Yeah.
mother was Samantha and the
Samantha's
daughter was
daughter. But that's okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry. No. You are correct. I forgot what I just said. I even have it written down here. So yes, her name is Samantha. You don't know the daughter's name.
Okay.
If you'd not be too urgent to inform the daughter, whatever happened is definitely something that she's trying to distance. So reminding such things maybe not be best. Um. So, has there been a man with a grievous injury lately? Specifically, a probably a scratch mark from either self-defense, it seems to be a fresh one, or something that may be more beast-like. If they're no, it's probably self-defense. Anybody who had a face scar or was treated recently for a face wound.
She thinks about it. She says, um, not that I can recall recently. I mean, there are scarred faces here and there because of the Ladians, but, I mean, who would even be able to tell? Most of us don't go outside without our masks and coverings, and it's incredibly insulting to ask someone to remove one against their will. It's possible.
Uh, then, is there a is there a hospice nearby?
Hospice?
A place to treat people for wounds and maybe some illnesses.
Oh, well, there's there's the midwife's house, which is not really I'm not sure if that's exactly what you are asking about, but if someone gets wounded, that's where they are treated, yes.
Thank you very much. I think the best thing to do for everyone's sake is to find the children, and that might be a very good place to start.
If you think so.
It's a hunch, but again, thank you for your hospitality. As he regains himself and stops being in thinking mode.
She grasps your hand and says, "No, thank you. I don't know what you did, but thank you."
Lucas puts a hand on her hand and and shakes it up and down, nods with a smile and firm gestures.
All right. What would you guys like to do now?
I'm gonna get some sleep.
Sure. Well, it'd be best if we try to speak at least openly with each other, as each other. So maybe before Talic goes to sleep, we'll chat as to what we want to do in the next day. But my vote is to, either go to the tavern, see if we can't get that same room, or pay for a room. And then, get some private quarters here. That's my thought. And then we can speak openly, figure out, compare notes, figure out what we want to do next in the next day, and all that good stuff.
So I sign to you. You want to go out in this?
Well, I mean, we're not going to be wandering in the wilderness. It might be dark, but I'm sure we can make it to the tavern just fine.
All right.
Oh, come on. There's people live in this town. Someone's got to move around when it's dark, right?
We don't.
Oh my God.
Dude,
Xavier's going to sign back. I said we should take it easy and take it cautious, not be scared of the dark.
That's right. I can't understand saying language. Never mind.
Yeah. Out of character, we have somebody that can see in the dark. And that is Talic. We can move around.
I don't understand why Talic's so scared.
No. I've never tested it out like this before, so I'd have to check it out.
But you just used
But then
thermal
again-
vision.
Well, it's different from night vision.
Yeah, it is different. It is different. Very different.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay.
I'd
sitting
love to
there-
see you use thermal vision and run into every cold house in the village.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. I just signed back. Okay. Well, I hope you don't get lost.
Xavier gonna roll his eyes. Shit.
Let's go. And let's hope the sands don't swallow us whole.
The storm has abated, has it not, Squee?
Yeah,
Yes,
the storm is
the storm
gone.
is over. It's still a bit windy and gusty, but there's no more.
Oh,
dust
okay.
now.
I was under the impression that it was like
No,
hurricane tornadoes.
it was already
No.
Oh,
done.
God, listen, David. He said the storm was done. Oh,
Yeah, the
okay.
storm lasted for about an hour, so.
Okay, guys, I have a listening problem. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. Well then, I'll be more than happy to go, and I'll skip to the door.
Canon.
Yes,
with him.
this is canon.
Hands off
No,
the piece.
no, we shouldn't go. The storm's still on. Savior immediately signs back. The stormer's over, you idiot. Oh, okay. Skips to the door.
The door.
If anyone is skipping, Lucas is going to skip right with him. Okay.
I'm just mocking the shit out of Xavier. That's all.
Alright, so are you guys headed back to the tavern?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It is very dark outside. However, with Talivec's night vision and with the light that seeps through the walls of the other houses and the like, you can find your way well enough to the tavern, which is the big building with the most light shining out of it.
Okay. This
Do we get eaten by Palladians? Do we make it there alive, Squee?
Should we roll a
Could someone roll-
D100?
no.
Let's roll a D100. I got an 81.
Choose high or low. No. Alright, you guys make it back, and when you go inside, you see that it is again empty, except for the bartender who is at the table, and he goes, "Ah, welcome back."
E.
Shall I be talking? Okay, I can talk.
Yeah.
Greetings. We were hoping if we could arrange for the same accommodations as we had last night.
He looks at Lucas, and then gives a glance at the amulet that tells the truth, and says, "You can stay as long as you need. I wouldn't want to insult beavers."
Did you just say Beerus?
Dearest.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh yeah. Thank
right,
you. Yeah.
right.
Have Isaac correct him for once, because I'm getting tired of being the only one who cares about the name of the triumvirate. I mean, come
Yes.
on, people.
And this bartender, Isaac, this entire time since we set foot in this village, has not had his face covered. So this guy will see a very annoyed look on Isaac's face. The 6'4", golden-haired, blue-eyed monster of a person.
Yeah, he'll say, "Of course, I'm sorry, dearest, but I wouldn't want to insult her like I just did, so of course you can stay as long as you need."
Thank you.
And you guys, you hear him if you listen, going, "Dearest, dearest, dearest, dearest."
Here,
Dearest?
let me
Dearest.
help you. Let me help
Oh,
you.
oh no.
No,
It's
no, no,
fine,
no,
it's
no,
fine.
no.
I'm sure it's dearest.
Hold on,
Of course, I
hold on.
remember.
Dearest, goddess of storms. Padam, god of the sun. Sesleos, god of trade. And then he'll motion
looks
for him to
very
say it
nervous.
again.
Um,
You guys might want to go up to the room. I'll spend the next few minutes making sure this guy doesn't insult our gods again.
No.
Right. Right, of
You
course.
guys have fun. He
Dearest,
skips off to his room.
he goes, of course, dearest, bringer of storms, uh, Padam, bringer of justice, he says, like with a question.
Close.
Cellulite, bringer of wisdom?
No. Dearest goddess of storms. Repeat
Right.
after me, dearest goddess of storms.
Okay, we'll just go into narrative
Yeah,
mode.
we'll go into narrative mode.
Whoa.
I'm going to stand there
No,
for the
we
next
wanna hear you
15
say it.
minutes.
I have it right in front of me. It's been written down since the moment you uttered them.
I know. But I'm going. Isaac has had enough of this.
Well, it takes some time, but he finally gets it down. So that is one man. One man.
Who knows?
Done.
All right.
All right. The rest of you, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
So we're not going to talk about what to do next. We can do it in the morning, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, I've had enough shit for one night. I'll do it in the morning.
We could talk about it when you'd like. I honestly.
How about we talk about it now?
Alright, let's do it.
Like
now.
just in general, out of character, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to always do everything in character. We can say, in character, we discuss this, right? Okay, so out of character. All right. First things first. I think when we get up in the morning, we should tell Pater that we can't sing, or it's. I have a good way of breaking the news to him that we don't want to sanction a stone construction for them, right? A stone bunker, because we all agreed that's going to. I guarantee you, the next time the Radiant comes into town, they're gonna be like, "Who the fuck said you could build this?" Right? And then they're gonna be like, "Oh, the Triumvirate." They're like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And then they're all gonna point to us, and then we're gonna have some trouble, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna say no on that, and then I'm also gonna encourage him to spread the word to worship in secret. I have some ideas on that too. So first thing in the morning, we find him. Now let's talk about what this kid has been saying. You know what I mean? And our suspicions. I don't want to be the only one who gets talking. What are you guys thinking?
I want to see who's been patched up recently.
Yeah, you think it's
Yeah.
a wound, eh? And the phrase that she keeps saying over and over and over again makes me think that it's like a slave driver. You know what I mean? Like, because who calls people master? Right? Slaves call their owners master, right? Or
Or
you know what I
serial
mean?
killer.
If you want theories, I think that's something that he chants.
Yeah, that's something he chants. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. What
Okay,
I'm
all right.
thinking is it could be a few options. It could be somebody, possibly even that guy that was lounging around during the storm, somebody in the actual village.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I think it's definitely someone in the village who's doing this. Yeah.
Or it could also be somebody from outside the village that has a way to get in very easily. Like there's a wall around the village, maybe there's some kind of way to get inside of the wall, either through a false door or something. Or some kind of underground tunnel.
I could stage a stakeout.
Another option is maybe it's not an actual wound and maybe it's a mask that he puts on.
Yeah, makes sense, because he'd have to hide himself. And see, I have to agree with that theory, because if it was his actual face, I bet you the little kid would be able to identify him, right? I guarantee you this guy knows what he's doing is wrong, or he doesn't want to get caught. It's probably a mask. We should do a whole profile on this guy.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think a stakeout around the house would definitely help. I could keep all my senses out, and then we just catch this guy, and well, hopefully we can catch him. You know, we can have we can even have Lucas go in there and pretend to be the little girl.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, it's just an idea. We don't have to do it. It's just an idea.
Actually,
I didn't say no.
I have a. Okay. God damn. Okay, no, this is too good. Just in case this does not happen.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very easy way. If you guys want bait, I can give you a little child. I can do this for you.
Okay.
How?
I so happen to have a ventriloquist dummy.
And
Well, okay. There's the body.
Mm-hmm.
If you want anything else from voice, I can imitate voices pretty well as doing ventriloquism, which means throwing my voice. And if you say "and" after that, I don't know what you're talking about. That's pretty much the best bait we can actually have, other than throwing a child there.
Here, I don't like to be Mr. Poo-Poo in everything else. You know what I mean? But unless you can make that dummy look like a local child, this is a very small, close-knit community. This guy's gonna know who everyone's kids is. You know what I mean? So some random kid, he's not gonna be like, "Oh, I'll take whatever." He could be like, "Who the hell is that?"
I have it
You
in
know what I
good
mean?
faith that Lucas could pull this off. I really do. He could make the doll look almost identical.
Well,
Can you make it
here's
look
the-
like somebody? Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the thing. As Squee said, everyone's wrapped up. Everyone's wrapped up.
Even the kids? I guess even the kids. Yeah, that makes sense.
All we
Alright.
need is size and believability, either from motion or sound, and we could probably get somebody going towards that.
Okay, it's worth the try to bait. You know what I mean? I mean, cops try to bait, for example, Johns or serial killers by dressing up as victims, potential victims, but
Mm-hmm.
we have to come to the terms that this might not work. You know what I mean? He doesn't strike every single day like clockwork, right? So it's a worthwhile enterprise if we think we can get it done. I'm not going to say no to any sort of
Hey,
idea.
I got another
But-
idea. I got another idea.
Is the idea interrupting me?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No problem. But I lost my train of thought now, so go ahead.
No, I feel like an asshole now.
No, don't worry about it. I honestly forgot what I was going to say, so you might as well go ahead.
Maybe there's a device we can give her to signal that he's there. You know? Maybe there's like a clicker or something that says like, okay, he's here, click, and then we move in.
Okay. One hole that I can throw in there. Technology.
Well, I don't
We
see it
don't
like,
have it, nor should we even have it to begin with.
well, I'm pretty sure there's other ways you can do it. It could be like, you know, a string of fucking cans. I don't know, just something. A bell. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, like other means, absolutely.
I'm just trying to figure different avenues here.
Right.
And Inferno, I apologize for cutting you off.
Yep. Apology accepted. Don't worry about it. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We can try the bait idea. Now I remember what I was going to say. We can try the bait idea, but let's not depend on it being our only solution.
Yes,
All right?
absolutely.
Let's go with the assumption that this is a lone predator. All right?
Mhm.
Because the more people who knows about what he or she is doing, the more likelihood they're going to be exposed, right? And the reason why they pick kids, who knows, but kids are pretty easy for a grown adult to try to subdue, right?
Mhm.
So my suggestion first is to ask around, some of our contacts, people that we know relatively well here in Baker's Village, and ask who's single. You know what I mean, go to their homes, ask some rudimentary questions, and go from there. Well, maybe while the bait is happening, you know what I mean, we take this on a two front. What do you guys think about that?
Don't you
I
think?
mean, like, I can go around asking questions, maybe with someone else's backup in case I get jumped, because God knows I'm not a good fighter, you know? But I think that might be worthwhile.
Okay. So besides my silly bait thing, what should we do first? Should we go to the the hospital place, or should we check out like local shops to see if there's like a mask like that?
Okay.
Or
Oh, what do you think, Isaac? What are you thinking here?
Just an idea that I had from out of left field. I remember you did specify, slavers and slave traders. They use the term
Yeah.
masters.
Master, yeah.
What if those bandits and this are actually connected? What if
The
they
only
are fine? Sorry.
The only thing I'm thinking about that is all the disappearances have happened within town, right? And the bandits attacked during on the road.
Yeah.
So
but
they're almost have two different spheres of influence.
Almost, but they buried their truck. I'm still going along the vein of burying. If they have a way into somebody's home, and they have somebody that is in on it, that is actually capturing these people and sending them to the bandits, I mean, that's another avenue. I'm not entirely sure how we can actually pursue that, but I just figured I'd toss that out for food for thought.
Okie dokie. So as to what we should do next, I say we do as much as we can at the same time, right? So I would like to go door to door to talk with people. I don't know if they sell masks here, though, to tell you the truth. But you could investigate maybe fabrics that are made. You could ask around. I don't know now. Jeez, I don't know. I'm funky.
all right.
My only concern with the asking around, it almost seems like fishing and probing, and people would probably get a little suspicious. And then it would spook the guy if he's around.
Well, yeah, there is the risk of spooking the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe our first course of action should probably be visiting the not the hospice, but the midwives, seeing how that information pool turns out, and then afterwards, if we get nothing, then we possibly enact the ventriloquism idea, and then after that's done, possibly enact the going door to door.
Sure. Whatever gets us actually doing something.
Yeah. So I think going to the midwives first would be the best call. What do you guys think?
Boom. Okay. Yep. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Squee?
Okay. Yep. No, I'm here.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So the next morning, I assume,
Yes.
you guys. Again, it's very easy to get directions. And you are directed to a rather small. Well, actually, let me back up a bit. When you step outside in the morning, you don't see anyone around you, but you do hear a commotion. The voices talking, and you hear movement towards the southeastern end of the village.
Well, let's go investigate that.
Yeah. Let's check that out.
Okay. You follow the commotion, and you find that most of the village has circled around what used to be one of the shacks. It looks as though part of the wall to the west, to the east of this house, has been ripped apart, and a large chunk of the sheet metal from the wall has crashed into this house, breaking it apart. Most of the house is gone. You hear some talk of it being blown away, and there's only one person inside, which is a man of his middle years who has been impaled by the large chunk of metal, and he is sitting with his back against the wall and his arm draped over a fallen chair, lifeless. And you hear mumbling about the storm taking another family. And Pater sees you and comes over to you, and he says, I dearly hope you gods have good news for us. It is desperately needed, as you can see.
Just as a quick hunch, may I see the deceased?
Of course, if you think it would help.
He's going to double check with the man if this is okay.
He'll nod,
Okay.
a little confused, but he's not stopping you.
Lucas will go over and he will start unwrapping, if he does have wrapping on his face.
No, he actually doesn't have any wrappings on his face. He looks like like I said, a middle-aged man, some stubble and a bit weathered, but and dark brown hair.
All right. He's going to check for scarring on his face.
Do you have any sort of medical background or skills?
No. All he would know is fresh wounds usually have fresh scars. That's about it.
Okay. Well, you see that there are lots of scrapes and gashes on all parts of his body.
Mm-hmm. All right. And this man is definitely impaled and
Yes.
dead.
Definitely impaled and dead.
I don't need medical knowledge to be like, that's a dead body.
Is anyone else examining the body, or just Lucas? What's everyone else doing?
Well, I just think to myself, huh. Like that's what that was. Oh, okay. How torn up is this place? I mean, is it like everything scattered everywhere?
Most of the house is gone, and you can hear from around you, or Pater would tell you that once a house is broken up, the pieces are flung like paper in the storm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll examine the body, and I have an idea.
Okay.
So I will go over.
Roll.
Roll what?
Yes. No, go ahead. You describe first.
I will go over. I'll see what Lucas is doing and ask what are you looking for?
I was looking for the scar, hoping that this might be a blessing.
Then I would like to try and look using paramedics to see if I can differentiate the old wounds from the new wounds.
Okay.
So let's see. Roll. Let's see. Paramedics is this. I fail by 20. Wow, what's with my rolls for the past 2 sessions? Jesus.
It's fine. You're not positive if some of these came before the storm or after, but you can tell. Basically, he's kind of a mangled mess, but you can tell that a majority of these cuts and scrapes don't have any sort of bruising around them, indicating that it was post-mortem.
Really? Then
But-
I would like to use my idea. I know this sounds stupid, but I would like to use a psychic diagnosis.
Okay.
psychic
Sure.
power to figure out what he currently has. I know he's dead. I know he's impaled.
Right.
But what if he was poisoned beforehand?
Okay.
I would like to know that. So I need to roll 2d4 melees, and that's how long the psychic diagnosis will be. So roll 2d4. 7 melees, which is roughly a minute and 45 seconds.
All right. Give me a second while I look up psychic diagnosis.
Mhm.
Where's that? Psychic powers.
It's
Do you
under
have it,
healer.
by chance? Or...
I know where it
Aha.
is. I think it's page
me a second.
121.
Oh, and Squee.
Yes.
In the meantime, while he's doing that, I'm gonna look around and see if I can find any clues, any more clues or something. You know what I'm saying?
I'm all for that. Give me 1 second. I'll
No.
have to-
That's
I'll
fine.
need
I'm
more,
just
a
letting
bit
you
more
know now.
information, but yeah.
Okay.
I get you. All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Hip cheerio, we're all
Almost there.
We're all
Is it a super psionic?
No, it's just a healer. It's one of the first
Or is
ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on.
It's physical.
No, it's not physical. It's healer.
No, if they're not. Oh, that's right. I'm not
Yes.
very. I'm on the kind of characters. It's been a long time since I played one.
Okay, here we go. Psychic diagnosis. Psychic healer can sense physical pain, damage, disease, and progression with absolute clarity. Okay, this pinpoint accuracy enables the character. Okay.
Yeah.
You use it, and you determine that all, or I'd say 99% of all the scrapes, cuts, bruises that you, or not bruises actually, the scrapes and cuts that you see on this man have been done post-mortem after he was impaled, and from the jagged nature of the scrapes and cuts, it looks, if from your psychic diagnosis, as if the majority of this was done from flying debris.
Ah! Okay, that makes sense because it was a storm and... Okay. So I don't... My character doesn't think that there was any foul play, is what you're trying to say.
No, there's no poison. There's no evidence of any other injuries of any kind before death.
Okay, then. I will tell Lucas that this isn't our guy.
Lucas will nod. And he will walk away from the scene, since I'm quite sure there's a whole bunch of people looking at him. Back to his group.
All right. As you come back to the group, you well, actually, I should probably wait until everyone's back before I do that. Inferno, buddy, are you back? All right, then. I'm going to take this moment to run to the restroom, then.
All right.
I'll be right back myself.
Okay.
I might as well take the out too.
I'll be right back as well. Piph, entertain our guests.
Da 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 da. You can't see any of this. Well, I hope you enjoyed that small section of. Can you hear this? What is his physical beauty? He's actually not incredibly handsome. Oop, excuse me. Wrong button. He is a above average of 14. Average is 10. 14 is handsome. but his main pull for most people is his mental affinity. Basically, his persona or his personality that he projects, which is actually a decent number of 21. Thank you, Buster Bro. Everyone else has left. It's just us two at this point.
Oh. Okay. So who are you talking to? Oh, you were talking to the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just it didn't occur to me. I'm like, okay.
There's more. There's This is a full bottle. Like this shaking around and barely even gets a little bit.
What are you doing?
I have just a tiny bottle that I've been trying to like shake back and forth to like indicate that there's liquid inside. This thing's full, but it's so full it doesn't make a noise when I do that. Or it barely makes a noise.
The damnedest thing, huh?
It's too full to make a noise. Not enough air.
I like it when you put something that floats and you squeeze the bottle and it'll sink. I don't know how it does that, but it's pretty. I've done that before. You get a full bottle, like a 2 liter or something like that, and you get it has a special thing that floats. And if you put pressure on, if you grab it and squeeze it, it'll sink, and you let go, it'll rise up again. It's weird.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. It's just like I guess that has something to do with the pressure. I guess I don't know. But you were on the subject of the full bottle, and it just reminded me of that little trick. So.
Yes, I still do have the shuriken that can calm storms, and I could have done that last night. I was going to do so to prove to the small girl about things, but since she liked the loud noise and all that other stuff, I didn't feel it fitting to use it.
Not to mention, too, that it wasn't necessary. You don't want to waste, you know what I'm saying? So.
It's not really a waste.
Well, you don't want to waste the PPE immediately on that,
Well, it's an item. It's a magic item.
Oh, well, then I'll just shut up. I thought it was one of those things. It's like.
Oh, do I have more than one? No, I just have the one shuriken that does that. I have more than one shuriken, but only one shuriken that does that.
Okay, I just didn't know the what it actually did. I thought it was like one of those like, okay, if I use this, you're not gonna be able to use it until Christmas again.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay, Christmas.
Welcome back.
Hi. We're still waiting on Inferno come?
I hope he's all right.
Yeah, me too. Well, all right. Well, we can just continue for now.
Let's continue. Because
Yes.
that's exactly what Inferno would want. Let's not stop the session because of him. Continue on.
Right.
Pip, pip, cheerio.
I'm sure he'll be back along shortly.
Yeah.
So, as you come back, you hear Pater talking to the rest of the group. Lucas, he goes, see, that's why I was hoping you'd be able to help us with the shelter. This happens every 6 months or so. Phalith over there, he was part of a family of 6. And then he kind of leaves the like points to the lack of anything else in that house.
This is the problem that the gods face. They are much more powerful from where we are. They can protect us. They can be worshipped. They can have some kind of effect. But over here, there's the trend. Hold on, this stuttering is out of character. I'm trying to
Okay, that's fine.
think as I'm going. Damn, I keep forgetting the people from the Golden Palace. What are they called again?
Radiant.
The Radiant?
Radiant. Okay. The Radiant have much more power than them right here, and we are concerned. The gods are concerned that they will not be able to protect you from. Hey, they will not be able to protect you from the Radiant if you do end up building structures for your own protection. We would suggest that you wait until the triumvirate actually approach you themselves. When they start talking to you, then you can. It is way too dangerous to
What he's saying is you won't get the proper protection if you do not believe.
Yes.
Precisely. Faith is important. You cannot sow a fallow field and expect it to grow. Such is the way with faith. You must first believe, and then the triumvirate can act and protect. You asked for a blessing from the gods. I cannot, we cannot, grant it to you just on a word, not caring about your future. If Baker's Village cares about the triumvirate, then they will worship them in their own way. The triumvirate does not require great altars or great gestures of worship. Just hold that faith in your heart, and that will be enough. Do you understand?
I think so. So, you're saying that we don't need an. He kind of pauses. I think I understand that your gods don't need a spokesman, but if we believe enough, they will speak to us themselves.
Indeed. And frankly, if I might speak as merchant to man, I understand you are the head man of Baker's Village?
I am the village elder, yes.
Yes. If Baker's Village needs a stone bunker structure to protect it, then build a stone bunker structure to protect it.
There are several gasps. He goes, I cannot, not without. It's blasphemy.
Blasphemy to whom?
To the gods.
To the mad gods?
Yes.
And what have the mad gods brought you?
Death, which is surely what they would bring if we did not have their consent. Unless your gods, well, unless, as you said, maybe if we believe enough, and then they would come to us and protect us.
Yes. Perhaps Baker's Village will be the start, the seed for the triumvirate to grow on this side of the wastes.
Then I must ask your wisdom. You said that they do not appear as the mad gods do. How will I know if they are speaking to me?
Thedo says, if you could see me smile, you would know. But I'll have to explain it in words. You will know when they speak to you, without question.
I see. I trust your word. I have no choice, but there is hope. Perhaps we can earn their faith in us before this happens again. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then he kind of nods and then goes off to start directing people to clean up the mess.
Yay, mess.
Yay, mess. And by the way, Inferno, you didn't miss much at all. Basically, he had just started asking the group, this is why we need the help. This man was part of our family of 6, and now they're all dead. So that was literally all you missed, and then Isaac was going into what you heard.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna mute myself for just a moment or two. This won't take nearly as long.
Sure.
I gotta make myself a sandwich. My blood sugar is getting low. I've gone back on my diet and I'm getting crankier than usual because I'm getting hungrier than usual. But I have to do it. But I have enough calories to aside so I can have myself like a turkey sandwich. So I'm gonna do that.
Alrighty,
Make
sure.
myself happy.
Sure.
So I'll still be able to hear everything, so don't worry.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Speed.
Let's see.
Speed.
All right. What would you guys like to do now?
Okay. This is a dead end area. I take it.
Well, it's close to the outer wall. Yes.
No. He's asking information-wise.
No. A dead end area as far as like the clues and everything.
Yeah, information-wise.
Oh. At first I was like, well, I mean, there's not a lot of upward jump.
I know.
No.
I didn't realize it had two meanings until he said something. Okay.
Well, you know, it definitely is one of those. If you're born a farmer, you're probably gonna stay a farmer. Yes.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys. I can't tell you this yes or no.
We should probably go towards the next possible information node, which is the midwives.
Yeah, we need to actually hear some people's testimonies. Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is just a natural disaster here. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Oakley dokley.
All right. So you head over from where you are, surrounded by half the village as they help clean up the mess. It's very easy to get directions. The midwife house is near the center of the village, not too far from the tavern, actually. And it is a rather small shack, even a little bit smaller than the house, Samantha's house. But it's in the center of the village, and it looks like just a small square. It has a little bit more sturdier door than you see in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Squee.
I'll just.
Mm-hmm.
During the many conversations with the people who have talked to us, did we ever get when the attack happened?
You got that the attack when it's taken place. There's been 4 children are missing over the last 2 weeks. Seems to be pretty random when, but it's while the kids were out playing. Some of them were nighttime because in a small village like this within the walls, until recently was considered fairly safe for the kids to play outside at night. Though a few have disappeared. Possibly during the day. The difficult thing that the midwife would told you was that since the kids went out to play and the adults weren't really paying much attention to them, there's like a several-hour window where it could have happened. So it might have been evening, might have been after dark, might have been late afternoon. It's basically kid never came home.
Okay. But I'm curious about days.
Well, here's an interesting thing that you find out. This place doesn't really track days.
Okay.
It tracks
Do they have
months.
time?
Yeah, they do have time, but basically they have a calendar system that has like 36 days, usually to a month, but these days aren't broken up into anything less. It's just like the 22nd day of this month. So as far as number of days, like you can't say like Tuesday or Wednesday, they don't have anything like that, but they can tell you that it would have been within like the past 2 weeks. So hang on, gotta come up with something.
So basically, it's like, when did this happen? Oh, day 52.
Pretty much, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like day 16, day
So-
19.
So their calendar system would be something like six weeks of 6 days. So this all happened within the last 12 days. Right?
Yes, I should.
Because you said
clarify that.
36,
I said,
right?
Right. 36, and I said about 2 weeks because I was just giving frame of reference.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have said 2 weeks, so that's a bit bad on my part. They would have just said, maybe within the last 14 or 15 days.
Okay.
Right. I'm not talking about just all the kids. Specifically, the girl that was with the boy. Like,
That happened 3 days earlier.
okay,
From this point. So 3 days ago.
3 days. Thank you.
And that was the most recent one to happen.
What
Okay.
about the one before that? How many days between those?
Well, okay. I'll save you guys a bit of time. So the last one was 3 days ago. The one before that was 5 days ago. The one before that was 10 days ago. And the one before that was about 13 days ago.
So, okay.
Intensifying.
13, 10, 5, 3. That's the days.
That's confirming Isaac's serial killer theory.
Mm-hmm.
Serial killers, like, the more comfortable he gets doing it, the more frequent it becomes. Wait,
Yeah.
although the 13 and 10 was 3 days, and 5 days, and then 2 days. So that's not exactly right.
Yeah, the pattern is odd.
Still. Yeah.
But he's getting bold, whoever it is.
Is there like a trader or somebody that frequently comes into town? I would be asking the midwives this.
Oh. Okay. Well, okay, so you'll knock on the door, you'll be let in. You'll see that the inside of the room... Yeah, because you guys were still outside. You hadn't actually...
Oh, I thought we were I thought we were already inside,
No.
my bad.
No, this was... I was giving you guys information that you would have
already.
already been asking for, yeah, or no.
Okay.
I was
Then I won't
giving more
ask until we actually go in and all that. After
Well, we
introductions
can handle it
and all that
narratively.
stuff.
We don't
Okay.
have to roleplay if you don't want to. But just setting the scene a little bit. So you'd be ushered inside. You find that it's like I said, a rather small building. It has a few benches and what looks like a table with some white sheets on it. Not much in the way of medical treatment, but you do see lots of herbs and potions and things like that, or look like liquids in bottles. And there's one person inside. They are fully wrapped up and fully clothed, and they've got their full mask on, as is usual in this town. And they open the door and they say, and you hear a man's voice go, "Oh, you're the newcomers to town. Are you hurt?"
This is your show, Lucas and Isaac. This was your idea. I'll let you guys talk for once.
Lucas, do you want to talk?
Does Lucas want to talk?
Yeah, I figured.
Lucas will then say, yes. A quick question. Does anybody else work here?
Oh, well, yes. I mean, work here is a bit of a loose term. We all, or at least those of us who have had some healing training, give time here. Generally never more than one of us at a time, unless there is some sort of emergency.
Well, I am, I'm Lucas. Excuse me. Let's not be so rough around the edges. Hi, Lucas. He extends a hand.
He looks at the hand and looks back up to Lucas and he goes, I'm Shire. And then he holds out his hand too, but like not to your hand, he just holds it out like your hand.
Lucas looks down at his hand, slaps it.
Shire kind of like takes his hand back and rubs it and says, yeah, so as I said, are any of you injured?
No. But I do have a few questions. I may need to talk to everyone on hand that was in around the last 3 days, I guess.
Oh, well, I've been on call here for the past 10 days, so I could certainly offer you any help that you might need.
All right. Oh, then who's been treated within those 10?
Oh, well, there's a. Hang on a second, guys.
Right.
Name generate. I mean, GM stuff.
Lol. Hey, whatever. It works.
All right. Okay. Um, give me 1 second. I don't need any of these. There. That'll go. That'll go.
Bob. Always resort to Bob.
No.
No. Even I'm like, no. All right. Got this one. All right. He goes, oh well. There was Gif in here about 8 days ago. Had a horrible bite on his leg. One of the Palladians in the pins didn't take too kindly to him milking him, and well, he got bit pretty badly. You had Human. She was in here. Maybe just 5 days ago. Gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. You had Balin. He was in here for some sort of scratch or something. I didn't really treat him, just gave him some potions. He likes to take care of himself. You know how that goes. And other than that, it's been pretty quiet lately. Well, no, that's not true. Adolin was in here a few days ago. He had a horrible, horrible gash on his back. But I sewed him up right good and gave him some potions to help with the pain, and hasn't been back since.
Oh. So that was, I can't remember the name. Was it Chinks? No, I'm sorry. Who was the
Oh, well, as I said, Gif came in because he had a horrible bite wound. Human, she had a beautiful baby boy, and huh?
Oh, give my thanks if you see her.
Oh, of course.
Congratulations.
Oh, yes, yes. She was very, very happy. It was quite no complications whatsoever. It's very rare. But you know, I have gotten pretty good at it, if I do say myself. And then there was Balin. I'm not even sure what he had, some affliction, but some people around here are very private. They tend to their own wounds and such.
Well, you have
So,
to. You don't grow up
yes.
strong just being nurtured all the time. You gotta toughen up sometimes. I respect him.
Yes. Well, of course. Was there anything else I could help you with?
The other guy, the guy who had like a thing on his back. Was that the traveler, the one?
Adolin.
Yes,
He's the one that introduced you, I believe.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to all the names.
I understand. I understand a lot. I heard there's been a lot of confusion going around town about having to memorize the names of your deities. Apparently, the gentleman who runs the tavern there was warning everyone early this morning.
Oh,
I don't pretend to understand your culture or anything, but if names are that important to you, I am not here to judge.
Lucas leans in. And I can understand. I messed up a few times on my first go around. Just don't worry about it.
Of course, my lips are sealed.
Thank you, very much, good sir. Again, give my congratulations to her.
Oh,
And
no.
what's the you excuse me, asking about names of the little critter. Excuse me, I will most likely forget in a few seconds, but please do thank her. And Lucas will extend his hand again.
He will hesitantly put his hand back out.
Lucas slaps it.
Freaking him out.
I have a question for you.
Mhm.
How hard is Lucas slapping?
It's enough to make a clap, but nothing that he's just like winding back and slapping it. It's not like
Got it,
people are trying
got
to
it.
like give him like warts or freaking.
Almost like you're batting it away, kind of thing.
I'm not batting it. It's more of it's like a when you like put your hands together for a clap. It's that kind of force.
Got it. Okay, got it. Okay, got it. All right. Okay, and he says, "Well, yeah, if you need anything, just I'll be here for the next I think 3 days is when my turn is up."
Fantastic. If you'd like to get to know another man of the work, there's he looks over to Isaac and he goes, "Sorry, what was her name?"
Huh?
Your name. What was it?
You are asking my name when we have been traveling for over a year.
I'm terrible with names. You're gonna have to help me out.
Isaac is going to give him a playful punch in his ribs.
Hey.
Isaac.
Right, you're Isaac. Okay.
God.
Shire, who is still holding his wrist, says, "Well, sure, Isaac. I'd love to trade techniques with you. Any knowledge that we can share that each other doesn't have, that's maybe an extra life saved, right?"
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Isaac's
Go get
going to
him, buddy.
shoot a very dirty
Playfully
look at
punch you
Lucas.
in the arm.
Yeah, Isaac's going to shoot a very dirty look at Lucas, knowing full well that Lucas knows that he's mainly a psychic healer. Okay, I guess we're going to have a little powwow over, like, what kind of medical techniques they have.
Like right now or
Narratively, let's do that.
narratively? Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So narratively, Shire will like give his hand one more good rubbing, and then start saying, "Oh well, here we use limbus plant to ward away any sort of infection. I don't know if that's what you guys use over there, but we find it works rather well, and it doesn't grow too quickly. But if we're careful with it, we typically don't run out of supplies, and once in a while we can buy it from the Radiant, though it's incredibly expensive. My tools are, I guess, our tools, I suppose, are over here. Real quick. Sorry, yes, Talic?
Oh, I just wrote it in. And I was to say, is there anything
Oh.
you can just lift in here?
Oh my god.
Well, I can't tell you what's good to lift or not. I can tell you what's in the room.
Okay, that would be good.
You look around. There is on the sides near the walls. There are several racks full of vials with and bottles with all different types of liquids, and you see lots of bunches of different types of plant-looking things.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a D100.
Okay. 39.
Okay. You see on the counter behind where Shire is, one of those pouches that looks like the typical belt pouch that most people usually wear.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just behind the counter?
It's behind Shire on the counter.
Oh, it's
So
behind
basically, like right now, if we had here, I can do it this way. I can draw.
Mhm.
So let's say this is the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shire is here. You guys are all here. There's a counter back here. Probably, and it's somewhere right on that counter. It's like right, here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on. Right, like there.
Okay.
The barest of, the most detailed of drawings.
Looks like a face. Okay. I'm not gonna run for it, of course, but if this guy happens to move, or if he gets distracted or anything like that, I'm just gonna move over there and
Well, he is having as Byrne described, medical powwow with Isaac at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna slowly just mosey on down the side here,
Okay.
and just to see how far I can get without this guy looking back, and then, and if he doesn't, I'm just gonna take it and then just walk all the way back over here.
I'm going to need a prowl check with a 10%. Make it easier by 10.
Okay. Let me just double check my prowl here. Okay. And you said it was a penalty by 10?
No, easier by 10 because the man that you're trying to avoid is distracted at the moment.
Okay, here we go. Yes, I did, even with the modifier.
So as he's talking to Isaac about this bone saw and that bottle of potions, and Isaac is, I'm assuming, Byrne, nodding.
Oh yes, he's nodding, and when prompted, he's going to go, "Oh, interesting. Oh, very cool. Interesting. I never thought of that."
Okay. You are able to slip over to that table without being detected.
Okay. And I'm just gonna run my finger across and just, and then I have to roll 2 skills. Would I have to pick it and then conceal it? It's up to you.
No, you just have to conceal it. You don't have to pick it because it's not in someone's pocket. It's just on the table or something. So it's not like you got to keep the table from knowing you're doing it.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
What are you talking about? That's a sentient table.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. Any mods?
That's one of the bad gods right there.
Straight roll?
Straight roll, sir.
No! So I'm just gonna have, I don't know what happens. I failed.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
What were you trying to steal again?
I don't know.
Belt pouch.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It looked nice.
Belt pouch that was on the counter. As you're doing what you're doing, be it a noise you made or fate, Shire will look over and he'll say, "Sir, sir," and he will move over to you very quickly and snatch it from you. Say, "Sir, that is mine." He clutches it to his chest.
And I just start signing and looking over, and I'm just kind of bowing like in the sorry, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like and then point around to the other stuff and everything like that, and just wave my hands all wild.
Oh, and
he goes,
Isaac will look furious. What? You did it again? You did it? No. And he's going to walk up to him and backhand Talic.
I like how I get punished. Like the poetic justice here, you know what I'm saying?
Actually, okay, so I'm curious.
I'm going to actually attack him.
Okay. Well, sir, roll to strike.
Yep. I'm going to actually attack him. Okay.
It's very possible to roll a 1.
22?
All right. Talic, what would you like to do?
I screwed up. I'm gonna take my licking.
Okay.
Roll for a slap, a backhand, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually a thing. I guess it would just be a punch.
I'm gonna say
restrained or normal punch.
Yeah.
Probably.
Restrained or normal punch. Yeah.
I'm gonna say restrained instead of the normal 1d6 for punch. I would like to do a 1d4.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so damage is... Oh, shit. Okay. You take 8 damage.
Okay, I need you to also roll another 1d4.
Okay.
So Talic, you take 8 SDC.
Mm-hmm.
3. I take 3.
All right, and your hand takes 3 points of SDC damage as you backhand it a hard gas mask.
Gotcha. That's fine. And Isaac will go on to
Clap.
yeah. Isaac will go on to yell. Hold on. I'm opening Skype just so I don't fuck this up. Oh god. Oh god, 1 second. No, you trade for that. You trade. Says Leos demands you trade.
I just start waving my hands.
You
wildly
already
like I'm
got in
sorry,
trouble with
and
You already got in trouble for this back home. I'm not going to let you get in trouble again. I just beat you last goddamn night. Stop it.
Best sentence entire campaign.
Okay, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play the scalded mute, and just back down with my head down, and just lean up against the door, and just kind of like just stand there with my head down.
Just keep your hands to yourself, please.
And I start nodding, like insanely nodding, like yes, of course, yes.
And then Isaac will turn back to, I can't remember his name.
Shire.
Yeah, turn back to Shire and still kind of fuming. Go, I'm very sorry about that.
I'm sorry. I know you're new here, but I'm going to have to ask you. This is not a place of violence. This is a place of healing. I thought you were like me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think perhaps I'd like you to leave now. Unless you had any other questions?
Nope.
Okay,
God.
well then I do have very many things to do. It was a pleasure to meet you all, of course. But if you need anything again, if you get injured, of course, you're more than welcome to come by. I will do what I can.
I'll raise a finger.
Yes, you did look like you had a mighty blow. I can tend that for you if you would just come here and remove your mask, and I will see if it was bleeding.
Hands out. I put my hands out and like no.
Well,
He doesn't realize that he doesn't have the funds a good portion of the time.
I see, but that's not. I mean, you guys are. I heard you're doing good works in the town. I'm not going to charge you for such a minor treatment such as that.
This
All right,
man hits a bit harder than you'd think.
I'm leaving. I'm just gonna walk out.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you wish. If you all could, I do have much to do. Isaac.
Yeah.
While all this is going on, I'm sorry. I did it again. Lucas. Sorry.
Hi.
While this is all going on, you notice a faint odor. And it smells rather sickly.
Sickly as in rotten?
Yeah, like rotten's probably a good word for it. It's very faint though, but you do smell it.
Coming out the back door?
No, actually, coming from your hand.
My hand?
No. Lucas. I said Lucas. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
My hand.
I thought maybe I thought maybe I said Xavier. I was like, oh wait, did I say Lucas? Yeah. So coming from your hand.
Look at my hand.
You see a very, very slight traces of blood on your hand. And this is about the time where he's like, I think you guys should go.
Oh my.
Okay.
Good gosh, what was the last man that you patched up?
Well, the last man to be in here was Balin, but I didn't really patch him up. He just, well, he wouldn't, much like your friend there, wouldn't let me treat him, but as you can see, that is not unusual. I just simply gave him some medicine to ward away infection, and I trusted him to take care of himself.
Is he wrapped up?
Who?
The
Balin.
doctor.
Shire? Yeah. Shire's like wrapped up.
So he's fully wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything for sale, actually? I do have some funds.
Oh, no, we don't. We hardly have the medical supplies we need for our village. I'm sorry, I couldn't sell any of it to you.
Oh. Lucas looks down at his hand. He raises up to him and goes, I do believe you might be bleeding.
Oh, that. No. That last gentleman that I told you about that came in, he had blood all over him, which is why I was concerned. I mean, don't give it the wrong idea. It's not as if he was painted in it, but he was leaking, I guess you would say, which is why I was so concerned, and I haven't had a chance to bathe since then. I don't know about you guys, but baths here are very rare. But seriously though, I do have a lot of work to do.
You said his name was Balin,
Gosh, do you have a
correct?
patient?
Balin, yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you have a patient?
Huh?
You said you had a lot of work to do.
Yes, of course. No, I don't have a patient as such, but I do have several house calls to make. People to give checkups on. Can never be too sure. You want to make sure no one comes down with the sickness.
Right. Lucas looks down at his hand again. How fresh is this blood? You know what? I'm not a medical professional.
Right.
Is it?
It's liquid.
It's liquid. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right, Dave? Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Well, out of character, this could be one of two different things. Either one, he doth protest too much and wants us to leave hard, which makes sense because I just backhanded Talic because he was caught caught lifting. Well, let's just say shoplifting. It's easier because I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's just-
Again,
step
for
around
the
it.
second time within 2 days, and this time I actually had to punish him a bit. So he wants us to leave for that, but he is very pushy. I can see that. Or we have to find Balin because he's the dude. Because he's probably covered in blood.
So the last guy was the guy who traveled with us.
Balin?
Huh?
No.
No.
Balin.
Adolin came in. He was just recalling him. Balin was the most recent one to come in.
Yes.
But he was saying, oh, and then there was Adolin who had a giant gash on his back.
Yeah. Balin. Sorry, go ahead.
Who's Adolin?
Adolin is the guy that we came with.
Yeah.
So
He's-
he wasn't wounded, if I remember correctly.
Well, you didn't see any wounds on him, but you've also not seen him outside of his clothes, I hope. Lucas, what are you doing? Lucas knows.
Did Lucas get seduction
But
too?
you have not seen any wounds on his exposed flesh.
Okay, that's the guy that we were talking to, like, constantly, right? Like the guy
Yeah.
who's been with us.
Adolin
Yes.
is the leader. Yeah.
Well, of the resistance, yes.
Of the resistance. Yeah.
I smell shit.
Yeah, that's that's the main thing. It's just like I'm almost positive he didn't get wounded when he was with us.
I don't think Adolin is the guy that's abducting people.
No, the freaking guy who we're talking to, his story doesn't add up specifically because,
Of that.
yeah.
All right. Have a good night, Inferno. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
take care, buddy.
See ya.
Yeah. Yeah, there is that. I want to know when he actually patched up Balin. This Balin guy.
That was
When?
3 days ago.
3 days ago? And the
Yeah.
blood is fresh.
Oh, Adolin.
No.
Oh,
Balin.
not Balin.
Balin.
You want to know Balin?
Yes. Squee, tell me when he actually patched up, or gave, not actually patched up, but gave the antibiotics to Balin.
Hang on, I gotta think for a second because you're gonna have to ask him. I'm trying to think what kind
I-
of disposition he's in. Moment.
Isaac will ask, and he'll be pushy about it.
He'll say, he said, well, he was in here not 2 days past. I don't know why you have to be so upset about it.
2 days ago. Can I
I
look
thought
at
it
the?
was 3 days ago. Lucas will pike up.
I might have said 3. I meant 2. Look, I don't think it's too much to ask. You come into here, you commit violence in front of me, and then you start questioning me like this. It's hard sometimes to remember details. Ask him yourself if you're so curious about him.
What I'm curious about is that, and he'll point to Lucas's hand. Would I be able to tell if that blood is fresh? It is still liquid.
Well, now it is this. A question, Lucas: wearing gloves or not wearing gloves?
I'm wearing the suit, so it's probably gloves at this point.
All right, it is now a stain on Lucas's gloves.
What was it liquid before?
You don't know.
Lucas?
You just know
What?
that it's a stain on his gloves.
Lucas, was it wet before?
Of course.
Okay.
It wouldn't even got on my hand if dry, probably.
Well, as you know, if you are a medical professional like myself, when there is blood that falls into the cracks or any places with sort of pressure and not exposed to air, it can stay in a liquid form for some time. What are you accusing me of? I help the people here. You saying that I hurt poor Balin?
Go ahead, Lucas.
Psst.
Balin was the person that he didn't actually treat. Adolin was the latest one.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
No, as a GM, I should not be saying things. Well, okay, I'll say this, because he did say it twice. No, Adolin was the last one he recalled, but he did say his most recent one was Balin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he didn't even treat him, if I recall. Balin.
He said that he was covered in blood, but wouldn't allow he wouldn't accept treatment, so he gave him a bottle of like disinfectant stuff.
Yeah, so there wouldn't even be blood because he didn't treat him.
Lucas, also roll if you would please.
You mean Isaac?
Oh my god. I am so sorry, you two.
Okay.
I never get your names mixed.
Yes.
Your characters?
Yes.
Isaac, if you would please roll me a paramedics check.
Okay. So, skill roll 69. Let's do this. I succeed by 48.
Okay. You know that, okay, if there's like blood in a sealed container, maybe it'll stay liquid, but blood trapped in the folds of some clothing for 3 days is not going to stay wet.
No, it's not. That's absurd.
It'll actually turn brown.
By the way, is the hand that I slapped on the same side as the scratch the girl gave me?
No, it is on the opposite side.
See, she was facing me.
You know what?
Still unaccounted blood, and he's definitely lying about something.
You know what? I'm sorry. And Isaac will take off his glove and have his hand out, open in the air. Does Shire, I think his name is Shire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Squee?
What? Yes, his name is Shire.
Here. And he'll offer his hand. Is Shire's hand covered or not?
Everything's covered.
Is there any bare skin at all?
No, though that's common where you're located, but no, he does not have any skin showing at all. No hands, no face, no nothing.
Okay. I'm sorry. We will leave. All I ask for is a handshake.
I don't know what a handshake is, and I don't think I want to give you one. I have asked you several times now to leave. Please, you're upsetting me.
God damn it. Okay. Dave, I want you to fucking promise me from now on, don't steal shit in this goddamn village, okay? Please.
I felt the itch. I'm sorry. I just had
as a TM, Dave, you feel free to do whatever you.
Yeah,
think
you
your
feel
character
free.
would do.
But god damn it. Please.
Hey, look.
Dial it back
I
a
paid
bit.
for it, right? I mean,
we're in this situation because of it.
What I love is how you nail all the rolls right up until the last critical one.
Yeah.
You always nail your prowl checks. You always nail your incognito stuff. It's always that last little swipe that I think Talic needs to work on.
I just don't know what to do now. I don't. Either we punch this guy, knock him the hell out, undress him, and then figure out, oh, hey, is this the guy or not? If it is, we know. Hey, where's the kids? If it's not, what the fuck did we just do? We are gonna have to leave the town and all this stuff. God damn
I'm
it.
outside, so.
Yeah, I know.
You know what?
I'm outside, so this is on you.
Like, I have nothing to put him to sleep or anything. I have nothing. The only thing I could have done was offer a handshake, talk with him for a bit, so that I could use frickin' psychic diagnosis, and then boom, I would know exactly what's wrong with him. But there's no patch of skin in order to do that, because it needs physical contact.
Yeah, and he really don't like you.
Yeah, because I had to slap you in order to keep in character because of the gods. Rah, 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 rah.
Shit happens.
Well, okay, I'm gonna lay forth two options for you guys because you seem to be in a bit of a dilemma.
Okay.
Option number one, you guys can just keep talking this out. We do have 30 minutes before the session's about to end. Or, if you guys want, we could call it here,
I don't
and you
want
guys
to
can
end.
take the week to decide. Okay,
I don't want to
fantastic.
end. I want to finish this right now.
Yeah, then by all means, guys, and let you guys hash it out.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking of just straight up confronting the guy. Laying it all out on the table and seeing how he reacts.
Go for it.
Okay. Lucas then grips his glove back and forth and goes, "Ah, something's ain't right. I could have swore. No, I've seen many a blood in my time. I have never seen somebody bleed like. Are you seriously okay? I'm concerned."
I'm fine, as I've already told you.
That. You don't have a patient. Like, there's something that's not adding up here. Something important. Something you're hiding from us.
This is ridiculous. I will not be harassed like this in my own medical house. If you have an issue, perhaps you can take it up with the village elder, but I am done talking to you. You come in here, you commit violence in my home, and then you accuse me of I don't even know what, but you're being very unfriendly.
Good sir, I think you're doing the same to us. Look, we are looking for something very serious here. Missing children. And you're very much not cooperating with us.
But missing children? Cooperating? What possibly could I have to do with missing children?
Look, I'm not even sure why I'm asking you this. You seem to be keeping information from us. We really didn't expect anything until you just up and started trying to kick us out and then bleeding on me like this.
Up
Very
and started.
suspicious.
I explained where the blood came from. You can ask Balin yourself. I am kicking you out, as you say, because you committed an act of violence in a medical facility, which is blasphemy. You may have your gods and your ways, and I'm trying to be understanding, but you cannot insult me in this place and expect me not to react to it. As I said, I am trying to be as patient as I can be. But you are severely testing my wits and my limits, and if you do not leave, I will take this before the village elder.
Lucas actually sits there and goes, all right. I just need to know that you're not part of this. Whatever this is. Because this, I'm not around here, and I know you're being very respectful. But I need something. Anything at all. Your trust is important to me. So, if there is something that you're hiding that you cannot tell us because it is a private matter, I can understand.
There's a long pause. Give me a second. Let's see here. Right. There is a long pause, and he says, okay, look. He threatened to kill me. He said that I would end up like them if I said anything. The blood is mine. Look what he did to my arm, and he will unwrap his hand and show you his hand is a mass of lacerations. Isaac, I know I'm asking you to roll these a lot. Could you roll me another paramedic check, please?
Succeed by
Okay.
15.
For you're standing fairly close to him, so you look at the hand. It looks nasty. It's hard to tell, like, if the what the cuts were made with, if the like, it's hard to tell if it was an implement or if it ripped open or if it's an ulcer, whatever it is. But whatever it is, this hand, the skin is messed up.
Okay.
And he quickly starts wrapping it again. He says, I
Wait.
can't let anyone in the village know.
Wait. Don't wrap it up. Is it painful?
No, I'm cooperating with you. If anyone were to walk in here and see this, if he knew that I told anyone about this, he would kill me.
Sir, trust me. I can help you.
You can't help me. You want to help me? You stop him.
We will do that. But first, I want to fix your arm.
He shakes his head vehemently and goes, you fix my arm, and if he comes in here and you haven't stopped him and he sees my arm is healed, what do you think he would do to me? I would like to think that you can stop him, but I don't even know who you are. And you think that I would trust that you just can? I am trusting you far too much by telling you this.
How can I prove
I'm assuming...
How can I prove that we can stop him if you won't let me or my gods help you?
Stop him, and then you can help me. These are simple cuts and wounds. They will heal in time. I can treat myself. The only reason why I haven't is because if he realized I was trying to, he would hurt me more. You stop him, and everything will be fine.
Okay, go ahead, Piph.
And I'm assuming you cannot tell us
Who he is.
He is like through gritted teeth.
Balin. That's who you're saying.
Yes. He didn't take the disinfectant because he wouldn't accept treatment. He took the disinfectant because he was using it on the kids. I wanted to tell others, but he said he would kill me.
Oh, and this is only character. Oh, I'm going to fucking kill this goddamn bastard. Okay,
You could point
so...
me in the direction of his house.
Yes,
unless
please.
I get the information from somebody else. This might be faster, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, his house is over there. And he points, like, with a half wrapped hand, like shakily points to, like, out the window to another house. He's in there. I don't know. He's very powerful. Be very careful. He said that if I ever told anyone, he'd of course deny it, and he would find me later.
Okay.
No, I'm not. And he shrugs weakly. I'm not strong.
Mm.
But those looked really bad. What did he use? Just so we know where we're against.
What do you mean?
Your arm.
A knife. He used a knife. Look, you're focusing on the wrong things. Please stop him.
For your own protection for this information, I will stay behind and keep an eye on you. I did not do any acts of violence or anything like that to you, and I will be here if he goes after you. These two men are more than capable of taking down this man.
Very well.
Are you two going to agree with this?
I'm very sorry I had to step away for a moment. What's the plan?
I'm staying with him for protection, and you two are going
Oh yeah,
and
sure.
finding Balin.
Oh yeah. I was
Sure.
just afraid to speak.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Is it could be safe to say that we could just cut it here because I don't think I can take any more.
Yeah,
right
we
now.
should probably cut it here.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
if you want to. Yeah, by all
Yeah.
means, we can stop there. Yeah, it
Okay.
was kind of intense there at the end.
Yeah, and I just like to take on another thing right now would just be murder in my head.
All right. Stop here for this week, and then we will start
All right.
afresh.
And two, Inferno's not here. I can't keep going on without him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
actually he sent me a message. He's got really bad stomach cramps. He thought he was hungry, and turns out it got worse. So
Yeah. That's fine.
Uh,
I'm gonna stop
Poor
recording
fella,
here.
so-
So bye bye.
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.